Welcome back to another episode of Volumen, Volume, Sout, or something we learned in the last episode in Arabic. Today we have a very special guest. Oh shit, he knows. All right,
you know this.
So okay, even better. We have a very special guest today. He's an MTV star. He's a model. He's an actor. He's one of my really good friends that I've known, Kareem Fathalla.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the intro's not over though. I'm joined by co-host Consciences Mateo. And last but not least, we have A-Star Productions. Andy on the switchboard, soundboard, and he's on camera today. So
there you go. It's a special day.
We have
on camera today.
Yeah, we have a different setup. As you can see, this is now a 4-camera podcast. We got the man behind the scenes recording, filming, switching, and doing things. We got the man in front of the camera out here looking like what's that rapper? What's that singer that we just said? Pac? Anderson .Paak?
Anderson .Paak, that's him.
We got the light-skinned Anderson .Paak in the building.
Movie star.
That's a guy with what's his name? Bruno Mars.
I just know he has
and Mac Miller. He has a couple songs out there.
Oh,
he's famous, bro.
I probably know him. I just don't know people.
It's a compliment, all right?
Yeah, no,
Take the fucking compliment.
Just like the light skin.
Well accepted. Well accepted.
We'll accept the compliment. So, dude, thank you for coming. This
problem,
is
man.
I haven't seen you since the summer, I think, right?
Yeah, no, I think the last time we were together was the Beer Olympics.
Yeah.
Team Black.
we took first. We won, came in gold.
Yeah, I know. We ran it back 2 years in a row. We came in first place.
I think we came. No. We came in like second or third the first year,
time?
and then last.
We did.
We recently won, which.
Yeah, we got cheated out the first years because Sonny was reffing.
The favoritism.
Sonny and his evil twin. I can't believe you guys did that.
What?
Sonny and his twin. What's that kid's name?
I know his name and I can't
Come
remember.
on, what is his name?
No, I know his name. Oh my god, we
He
thought
looks
his
just
name.
like Sonny.
No. I know it. I know him.
Come on.
We'll cut right back after this commercial break.
Right,
Isn't it Neil?
Is it Neil? No, I don't think it's Neil.
Neil is one of his boys. It's not Neil. It's damn it. What is?
Shouts to the homie.
What's his name?
Yeah, shout out to Sonny.
If you remember his name, leave a comment. Because
Please.
these guys.
You know, we're just gonna cut a picture in of Sonny and him. We're just gonna
This is
cut it in.
We're gonna have a
Leave a
cardboard
comment
clip
if you know who we're talking about. Leave a comment and subscribe.
Shay.
Shay.
Shout out to Shay if you're
Shout
watching
out to
this.
Shay.
Yeah.
Fucking Shay.
Yeah,
Shay got so fed up with us, he changed out of the ref shirt halfway through. I'm like, is that Sonny? Is that Shay? No, that's Shay.
Yo.
Took the ref shirt and said, fuck this.
That's funny as hell, yo.
Shit.
So obviously we took. And my level's good. Am I
good.
speaking? You guys can hear me properly.
Very good.
I don't
Are you
know.
perfect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. We're running
We're
it.
good.
Solid.
So dude, you've been on TV,
Yes, sir. Been on TV.
and you've been on MTV.
As seen on MTV.
I see on MTV music television, but it was no music.
Yeah, definitely no music.
Straight television.
No music in that segment.
For people who don't know you, and by the way, that's your camera if you need to look straight into it. I guess give the people a little bit about what you do and who you are.
I'm Kareem Fathalla. I am 28 years old. This sounds like I'm doing a self-tape. I don't like how I'm in the audition room on the couch. I'm obviously from Jersey. Grew up with these guys. Andy, Allen, Matt's a rookie, so he's we're getting more acquainted.
Just met him.
Just met the guy.
5 minutes fresh.
But you're my close friends, by the way. I added you.
All right. Oh, nice.
You made the MySpace top
Damn,
8.
bro.
We were just talking about MySpace not so long ago.
But yeah, man, like Alan said, I was on MTV before, and it's crazy because when I started off in this industry, I always wanted to act. Like, that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
But then, we kind of got recruited at the mall back in the days. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen that. We used to walk through the malls. Remember how people used to just stand at kiosks with the cards and like just
For the car, or like acting, like the.
So how it started was we were walking through the mall, me and my mom, and I think I was like 12 at this time. And some dude literally just pulled me and my mom over. He was like, your son, we need him to model, we need him to act, he's so handsome, da 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 da. My mom was like, okay, literally we know we're getting ourselves Ponzi schemed out the ass. And we had no idea. So we take his card, and like that literally sparked it in my head. I was like, wow, I could be famous, I could be on a movie, I could be on TV, right?
That planted a seed.
Yeah, it planted the seed. That's how it started. And my mom paid literally thousands of dollars to this company to get me to do these photo shoots and these comp cards and all of this stuff. And we never seen the photos. No. We never saw the photos. We never heard back from the guy. We never heard back from anything. The company went under, and I wouldn't even be able to tell you the name of it because it was so long ago. Wow. But that was a thing back in the day.
You know, I remember seeing that in the mall. Yeah, they had a few of those people. And I remember they came up to me. I'm like, bro, I'm not even that handsome. like, you just trying to take my money.
He's like, I know you're fucking lying.
He goes, don't fucking lie to me.
Don't give me that confidence I need yet.
His mom said, no. She knew he was fucking lying.
She said, mijo.
Matthew, no. Matthew, no this.
I'm good. I'm glad. Well, at least for you, you came on the good side.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Man.
Yeah.
Right? So,
well, I wasn't thinking that back then. Now I'm flawless now. You know.
In Kareem's world, it's not in the eyes of the beholder. It's in the eyes of the fucking
eyes of MTV.
Yes, in the eyes of the viewer.
55-year-old white executives.
It was pretty horrible, dude. Like I remember my mom spending the last of her fucking money just to buy me an outfit from Macy's, right?
Damn.
Just for the photo shoot, and like he was like, oh, we need him in something casual, something fitness, and like it's crazy to think about it now. If that was legit, it would have worked because now that I know how the industry works,
right?
If they were a legitimate company, that's kind of what you need to go through.
Yeah.
But not at the expense that they ran us for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But fast forward, I did a little bit of modeling, a little bit of acting, got the opportunity to get on MTV, and the way that kind of happened was I was modeling and just taking pictures. I would go buy clothes and just take pictures in it. That's how I wanted that. I didn't know how else to get into the game.
You were creating a portfolio for yourself.
Creating my own portfolio. And Andy was actually the one shooting all my pictures and my videos.
Shout out to Andy.
Shout out to Andy. Damn. He was just getting started with his camera as well. And he was doing stuff with our other buddy Brian. Who he was recording different videos of him in the studio, and then I was like, yo, Andy, like I need to get digital. I need to get my face out there. So we're taking pictures, taking videos, and just iron sharpen iron. We were both starting out. And fast forward, I saw that Are You the One was casting.
Right.
So I went on.
How did you see that though? Like, cause like, you know what I mean? Like, was that something you were actively seeing if shows were, you know what I mean, casting?
At that time I was. My boy Brian, his wife Chanel, she was like a really big influence in this whole thing for me as well, because she was like, yo, like you have something that like you either got it or you don't,
right? And
you need to utilize it. Like I need to see you on TV. I need to see you doing something. So, and it's crazy. Andy, remind me to talk about the headshot session that we went to New York for when I was like fucking 13 years old. We paid like $800 for headshots, and Andy was with me throughout the whole thing. Andy been with me through like the beginning of everything, like everything.
Since
so it's crazy. So it's crazy. He can attest to a lot of the shit that I'm saying. And Chanel told me, she was like, I need to see you on TV. So I just was online. I was searching up like TV shows, how to get on TV shows, how to do this, how to do that, just trying to become as resourceful as possible.
Right.
Because the honest truth, nobody was willing to help. Yeah. And even to this day, nobody's gonna help.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to give, people say they'll do something for you and like, oh, I know somebody who could do this. I'm not going to name drop, but when I was coming up and I was trying to do this shit, I know a lot of people that were already had their foot in the door, and I would reach out and I'd be like, yo, how can I do this? Set me up with this. Can you show me how to do this? I was just asking basic questions, and nobody wanted to do it. Nobody was, I'm not going to fault nobody. It is what it is, but that's kind of where I am today. Like I had to figure it all out on my own. So I came across a couple applications for reality shows and applied. And I don't know if anybody knows about this, but when I got called for Are You the One, I was a finalist on 3 different reality shows. Oh, wow. Including Are You the One.
I remember you calling me and being like, like not secretive about it, but like you couldn't disclose too much information, right? Because like we weren't sure what was going to happen.
NDAs.
And NDAs. Yes, and he was like, he's like, I got some big news. He's like, like I might potentially be on like this show, but like don't tell nobody, like, but he's like, and at the time I was like starting to do this type of work. And so I had like files and just memories from, just random shit and birthdays and stuff that we've celebrated. You were like,
help me out.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you were like, he's like, yo, you think you got like just like any like good videos or pictures, like when we went to like Vegas or from when we went to like, like wherever. He's like, just like, dude, please, like just send me that stuff. And I was like, yo, I got you. Like, I have videos and photos because I was that guy that was like,
you were always capturing.
I was always
content.
capturing. I was iPhone, the GoPro stuff, the videos. It's still on my Instagram. And I mean, hopefully it worked. Hopefully it didn't. I mean, but like, whatever. I was happy to help support.
Yeah. That's crazy because throughout that process when you're applying, to get on that show, they literally ask you thousands of questions in all different types of ways. And they ask you to send in pictures and videos of you and your family, you and your sister, you and your friends, you and this, what's important to you. I'm pretty sure they even called Andy at one point and they asked him questions about me.
Is Mr. Kareem Fathalla a real person?
They was like, is he fucking crazy? Like, can we trust him on this show?
Is he AI?
Is he really that shredded? Yes or no? But no, like, it's such a crazy, and I needed that content because they would ask me of like, oh, we want to see you having fun with your friends, and I'm like, I really don't have nothing on my phone. So Alan definitely
motherfucker thought Alan got the Vegas shit.
You got everything.
Alan got the good shit.
The good shit.
And Vegas is, you know, those trips that like just, you know, it's like, you know how they say like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but it was just like
we were fucking wilding. It stayed with like, in Vegas and with MTV executives because that's what got me on the damn show probably.
Yeah. I don't even know what I sent you. I just whatever I had I sent. Fuck it, here you go. Use it. It's not doing anything for me.
Hilarious.
All right, so whatever. You go through like a million screenings, questions, calls, whatever. What happens next?
So you fill out a bunch of it's stages. You know, you make it through the first level. They'll give you a call like, hey, you made it through the first stage. You moved on to the second stage. I think it's about like 7 stages you got to go through. And then the last stage is the final. You're a finalist. You're probably one out of 200 to 300 people. They fly you out to LA. You meet with the executives of the show, the MTV executives, and the production company. So the production company was called Lighthearted Entertainment.
Yep.
So we met with those people, and then we met with the people from MTV as well. And I remember, dude, they were moving us around because there was other potential contestants there, and they didn't want anyone knowing any information about anyone.
Each other, yeah.
So we were moved. They were moving.
And this is a new show. It was like brand new.
No, I was on season 6.
Oh, okay.
So this was like a really popping ass show. Like season after season after season.
Yep.
And shout out to Sexy season 6. We were probably one of the best fucking seasons. So shout out to us.
Gang.
And they were moving us around, dude. Like announcing us by our initials because they didn't want anyone to know our names. So like I would get moved from my hotel room to the meeting room. There was like he'd be like moving KF from room to meeting room. And I'm like, yo, where the fuck am I going? I'm like
they're like
I'm like, what is this?
Transporting you.
For real.
Bro, they're like, all right, we got subject 3279 coming down the street.
Yo, it was cool. Like I felt super fucking important. And I remember the morning that it was my turn, because when I was in LA for the finals, I was there for 2 nights. I went in the second night, and when the PA dude came and got me, and he moved me to the room right before I went in, he was like, "Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, they've been bored in there all day. They from what I'm hearing, nobody has gave them that feeling of like, wow, no one has made them laugh. They're bored. Yeah. So if you really fucking want this, go in there and fire it the fuck up. Light it up in there because it's been dead all day."
Who gave you this information again?
Some random ass PA dude. I don't even know what his job was to move me from this room to this room.
Shout out to that guy.
So shout out to that guy. So bro, I was like, yeah, that's it. Like I'm on one. I was bumping fucking house music all morning in the room. I had my hair did. Like I was just ready to fucking rock and roll. And I went in there and we did the damn thing. And I remember at one point they asked me to take my shirt off. And the funny thing is when I went in there, a big table, like a long U-shaped table, and like about 11 to 13 people sitting in there, all with a binder this thick, with my main picture right on the top of the binder.
Right.
Wow.
And it was a picture of me shirtless in like some boxer briefs. Like
they want to make sure you're still
like abs all out.
Did you gain fucking weight since this picture? Is this still you?
And it's crazy because they took so many pictures and so many videos. So I'm like, that's the picture they love. Like that's the picture I probably got.
Was that your favorite picture, personally?
It did really well. That was a really good picture of mine. Like it was one of my favorite ones.
It was a thirst trap.
It was such a thirst trap. Such a fucking thirst trap, dude. Such a thirst trap. But so we answer a bunch of questions. And then they send me home. I fly back home, and I was working at GNC at the time.
Yeah. I remember that. Fuck, I forgot you did that.
Yeah, that was the era, dude. I was working at GNC, and I remember the day I got the phone call. I was at GNC and I'm working, and my phone's in the back, and I'm like restocking fucking shelves. Me and this girl Maria, and my phone's ringing, and she was like, I wasn't even gonna answer. I was just like, man, I'm trying to finish this shit so I could get out of here. She was like, your phone is ringing. Why don't you go answer? I was like, I'll get it later. She was like, but you never know who's calling. It might be like the boss or something. Like, go answer. I run to the back to go grab my phone, and I had the producers from MTV's phone number saved in my phone. under the TV emoji.
Oh.
And when I seen the TV emoji,
He said, "Man, fuck this job."
my heart dropped to my fucking feet, bro. My heart dropped to my fucking feet. And I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello? He was like, hey, Kareem, what's going on? I was like, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Da, da, da. We're talking. Then he was like, I gotta ask you. He was like, I got your paperwork back, but I see that you're a finalist on 3 other shows. I mean, 2 other shows, because that was the 3rd.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, did I blow it? Like, am I fucked up now? Like, what did I do? Because at the time, they never offered the contract. MTV never offered the contract. So I didn't want to commit, because the thing with these contracts is this: if you sign it and you get the job, it's binding.
Yeah.
You have to take it, or they can sue you.
Nobody gave you a contract for anything.
So you were like
you were
open.
kind of up in the air, like you were like
Yes. So the way that works is this: if they'll send you the paperwork and you sign it, and if you sign it, that's it. That's the only way you can move on to the last stage for them to either pick you or not pick you. Now, if you get picked, you kind of have to do the show.
Right.
If you don't, and they could take some type of procedure against you. That's what the paperwork did. So I didn't want to commit to the VH1 show or the ABC show, because I really wanted to do Are You the One, and I was waiting for MTV to call me.
But you had paperwork sitting.
I had paperwork sitting from the other 2 shows except MTV.
When did the other 2 come in? Was it like days before, weeks before, months before?
They came in around the same time, but the process of them getting back to me, like the process went so much faster. With MTV, that process took like 2 months. With the other shows, it took like a couple weeks.
So you could have technically been on another show a lot quicker or sooner had you taken a different route.
I could have committed to that and got the okay. Like you're
Are you allowed to talk about what those other shows were? Or?
They didn't. They never gave me the names of them, but it was one on VH1 and it was one on ABC. The one on ABC was with Andy Cohen, and it was like a 1 episode spin-off show. Like just the 1 episode, you get on there, you do your thing, and you're out. The VH1 one was like a competition, like a Big Brother type of show.
Got it.
But that's all they told me, because they didn't want to tell me much more unless like I was committed and picked, you know?
Right.
Yep.
So when MTV
But MTV's the one that you wanted.
the one that I wanted, because I knew what Are You the One was about. Mind you, I never knew it prior to applying for it, but I had to binge it to kind of understand what was going on. And I knew that was a show that A, we were competing for money, B, you weren't going to get eliminated, you could do the whole season, and everybody that's on it was so popping after.
Right,
so I kind of wanted to do the MTV shot.
It had the most appeal to you.
And that would open the door for me to get onto the challenge.
Nice.
Because the challenge is a really dope
That's
show.
what you want to get on.
Yeah, that would be dope. So I was like, this could open the door for that. So when he called and he was like, well, we see that I didn't even know that they were all one company. MTV, VH1. I didn't know that they were all. I didn't know it's all VCOM. I didn't know that. So I was like, I kept it real with him. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. They offered the paperwork, and I've been waiting to hear back from you. I really want to do Are You the One? I don't want to do the other job, the other shows. He was like, well, I'm calling you because you got the show.
Nice.
I was like, oh my fucking God. Instantly started sweating. Like,
now he was like, fuck this job.
Bro, I'm in the back room. I just laid down on the fucking ground like this. Like, I was in disbelief. My heart was fucking racing. Maria walks into the back. She's like, what's going on? I was like, I got the show. I was like, close the fucking store. I'm going home. Like,
he's like, he takes off the shirt.
I'm fucking done. I was like, I'm done. Bro, it was such an amazing fucking feeling, man.
That's real.
Such an amazing feeling, dude. And like, I knew the season before that they had filmed it in like Dominican Republic. It's all you get paid. You get like, yo, like that's it. I was like, I got my foot in the fucking door.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm gonna take this and run with it and make everything out of it. Instantly called Andy. We started shooting whatever content however much content we were shooting, we tripled it. We were shooting so much content before the show. We were planning brands out. We were like, yo, like we were trying to plan out what we were gonna do after the show. You know what I'm saying? And
I remember we was getting videos of like promos for the show specifically, like him in his robe getting ready to come into the car and just trying to shout out, yo, you know what day it is.
Because we filmed the show, and then like he's talking about like when I came home from the show, and the show was airing every Wednesday.
Well, yeah, because like so you do the show and then it doesn't air for a period of time because they have to go chop it up and you know.
Yep. But believe it or not, man, the minute we get selected, everything is already starting to get leaked.
Yeah.
Really?
Everything's already starting to get leaked. People knew who was on the show before we even flew to film it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know who be leaking this shit, man. It
probably
has
just
to be.
them.
It has to be.
It's
People
probably
doing-
them.
Yeah, it's
be
probably
them.
some type of
Little
strategic plan
teaser.
behind that.
Little
Why they
teasers,
leak
some
shit, and they leak shit through like anonymous people.
Would you look at that? The list of the roster is
Yeah.
This
that's
Ain't nothing a secret these days, man.
And a lot of Jersey cats, man. A lot of Jersey cats end up on these MTV shows, man.
Yeah.
Really? Were you the only one from Jersey, at least for that season?
It was a good amount of us. It was like 4 or 5 of us from Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, we actually have another friend that we know that made it to the season after. Quasi,
yeah, one of my boys, literally from the same hometown.
Football with him and everything.
He was on the following season.
That's pretty
cool.
Yeah, so it's cool, man.
That's shit.
Yeah, but that's how
Jersey
I got
talent
onto
right
that,
there.
man. That's how.
How was talk to me about the experience of being on the show though, right? So like you get picked. You guys did the show, I think, in New Orleans. Is that what it was?
Yeah, my season filmed in New Orleans.
How was that like? How long was the show? I don't know if you're allowed to talk about any of that, but like how long?
Yeah, we can talk about all that. That's
So
fine.
you were there for how long?
So we
Like how long
filmed,
the show filmed, produced, everything?
I would say we maybe filmed for like a month and a half. I think it was like a month and a half, give or take. Yeah.
And you were like, there's like no phones, no computers, nothing, right? Like you're out of touch with the whole real world.
We're out of touch with everything, bro. Like they take our phones from us. No TV, no phones, no communication with anybody. Like you're literally, when you're filming a reality TV show, you're told when to go to sleep, when to wake up, you know, when you could do anything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of rules and a lot of parameters you got to follow. You could get fined, you could get kicked off, you could get sent home. There's a lot of different stuff that goes on, you know. And people always think that, you know, reality TV is scripted. It's not scripted. There's not a single script involved in a reality TV show.
Right.
The best way to describe reality TV is that it's influenced. Extremely and heavily influenced.
That's a good word.
like an agenda.
Yeah.
have
They
an
got
agenda
a show to film. I mean, you know, they got a show to film.
They gotta make it spicy.
They know, based on the questionnaires and all the interviews they know, but potentially before we even get into the house to film, they know this person is gonna be a villain. This person could be the
anti-hero.
sweetheart.
That
This
was the
person
villain right
could
there.
be
The
this. This person
romantic.
could be this. Literally, and then of course things could change based on what you do, based on your actions. But they know. Like I remember right before we went into the house, one of the producers came into my room and he told me, he was like, "You're gonna be one of the older guys on the show this season." He was like, "You're one of the older guys. I expect you to take control. I expect you to be in charge. Like you're gonna be one of the leaders. You're one of the alphas. You're much older. You're more mature. So like I'm expecting a lot out of you." And not that influenced anything that I did on the show, because that was in one ear and out the other, because we're drunk every fucking day. You don't remember what the hell's going on. But I remember that, you know? And so we get in there and, you know, they know so much about you and they know what makes you insecure. They know what makes you happy. They know what makes you frail. They know what makes you all of that. And, you know, and they take that and they run with it.
Yeah.
And you're in a house, like, bro, believe it or not, you spend every second of every day for a month and a half with these people, and all you can do is eat, drink, fuck, and fight.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yo.
What are you doing when you wake up? Continuing the storyline from the day before.
Yeah.
They taking a nice big swig of the Henny.
You know what I'm saying? Night one in the house. I hit it off with one girl. The next day, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to her again. The third day, let's say I'm not interested. They're gonna be like, "Yo, like, why aren't you conversating with her?"
They ask you that?
Bro, are you fucking
Really?
kidding me?
I don't know. I mean, like, how many cameras are on set, right? So, like, how's that also, right? Because you're technically still having to, like, live, but now
Right.
you're, like, in a controlled environment. Like, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
there's a house. Like, so you guys are in a big house, obviously, right?
Yes, big
Is there any
fucking
neighbors?
mansion.
Are there no fucking neighbors next
There
to
were
you?
no neighbors.
So, like, for miles, you're just, like, stranded in a...
I mean, I mean, it depends. I mean, you guys watch. I mean, you guys seen? Yeah, right. Epstein's Island. Film it now. No, fuck that. No.
That's
I'm sure
outside of the
there's-
producers and the cameraman.
We were in a
and the-
gated community. The mansion that we filmed in was in a fucking gated community. There were mansions, but each mansion was fucking.
Oh, so, okay, you have hella yard space where you're not connected to the...
Yeah.
And did anybody at any point in time, like, just, like, peek through the fence and be like, hey...
We all used to peek through the fence. We used to peek through the fence, bro. Bro, it's like, you ever seen the movie The Maze Runner?
Yeah.
That's one of us trying to escape it, you know? And like,
All right, so you guys in this concluded gated mansion. There's producers and cameramen.
Yes.
The interesting thing is you have to like just operate and live like normally, right? Like you said, you can eat, you can fuck, you can drink, you can work out, you can sleep. Like you're limited to what you can do because you have no connection to the outside world.
your day is planned out for you. You don't know you don't plan what the fuck you're gonna do. They're telling you everything you're doing every single day.
So that's where
this
the
sounds
script
like
comes
boot
in,
camp.
though. Right? And that's where the idea of it being scripted. That's where that would come in, though.
Yeah, I mean,
They have their agenda.
They have their agenda. They have everything.
What they don't have is how you are going to react.
How you react.
That's
Yeah.
reality TV.
That's what they're trying to pull from you, the reaction.
And even that, they don't know how you're gonna react, but they know how they can get you to react.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
They know how they can get you to
because they
react.
went through this 1,000 questionnaire with you.
There's a reason
psychology.
why there were certain nights where they're like, you guys aren't getting alcohol, you guys are getting wine tonight, or you guys are getting beer tonight, you guys aren't getting hard liquor, because they know what happens when hard liquor comes into the play. It's like we can't, like they have to cut it off from us.
Yo, that's funny as
tonight
hell.
is a beer night. You guys cannot have the alcohol.
Are you able to make requests? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude.
Like if I don't know how many people are on there, but like let's say what is it, like 15, 20 people or whatever?
I think it's 22, 11 and 11.
So you have all 20 of y'all just like
we used to request whatever the fuck we wanted. Like if certain people were vegan, they would get vegan food. Like they would go grocery shopping and it'd be like, they come back, bro.
You can make requests like that though? Yeah,
100% be like, what do you guys want? This person would be like, oh, get us bacon. We need bacon. I'll be like, make sure you bring back Gushers. If you do not bring back Gushers, I'm gonna send him back. Bring back Gushers.
So there's like an errand person that like, like an assistant.
Those are the PAs. Those were the people, and we made their life fucking hell.
Yo,
we've gotten so many of them fired because they just couldn't control us. They just couldn't control us. There was a thing called hard ice and soft ice.
Well, I don't. Oh, like
I'm explaining to you what those are.
Like a soft word.
So if you're on hard ice, everybody needs to shut the fuck up. No one's allowed to talk.
Yeah.
If a PA or a producer says hard ice, you're not allowed to talk.
Yeah.
If you talk, you're not allowed to talk. You could get fined if you break. Like those are rules.
because you signed a contract.
Yeah, those are rules. You cannot talk. If they say soft ice, you can talk, but you can't talk anything that has to do with what's going on the show. Make sense?
Got it.
So if we're talking about like if we're on soft ice right now, we can't talk about anything that we could talk about that drink. I could talk about your glasses. We could talk about your shoes. We could talk about the Falcons. We could talk about the
anything but the show.
Anything but what's going on. Nothing story related.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there was times we had to be on hard ice and we were fucking drunk and that PA could not get us to shut the fuck up. We never saw him the next day.
Like yo, where'd Jimmy go?
Yeah. And yo, like, bro,
Jimmy who?
some of these production companies are fucking slimy, dude. Like super slimy. The season before us, I mean, dude, some of the PAs, and I'm sure that's not what's going on anymore because they probably got a hold of that shit. But a lot of like, some of the PAs were trying to hook up with some of the girls, and some of the producers were trying to man. It was a real sticky scene. Like a lot of girls, I'm not gonna mention no names, obviously, but a lot of girls had said that, and a girl from the season prior to us has said some shit like that. And she tried to take it into a lawsuit. And
that's crazy.
There was a lot of magazines were picking it up, talking about it. Like, it was a shit show, man. It
gets scandalous. I can imagine.
It gets scandalous. Like, they watch your every single move. There's cameras to answer your question. There's cameras everywhere.
There's cameras to the cameras.
Everywhere. You're always mic'd up. There's hidden cameras everywhere. Like, dude, I remember times where I'm taking a shit thinking about something and I'm like, I'm like, oh, maybe I can't think this because they see my thought. Like, that's how much they see everything.
He's like, I can't poop too loud because they don't pick it up.
Yeah, they know everything. They
Drop
see and hear everything.
Now
you're having a conversation. Next thing you know, a camera. If you're by yourself, next thing you know, a camera, boop boop boop, and a broom mic.
You could be walking down a hallway. You're like, yo, what the fuck?
Yep, instantly they get everything, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna use the same tactic. If there's hard ice, we can't talk.
Do they tell you the clothes to pack? By the way,
say it again.
Since like some of the days and some of the months or whatever, the weeks are like structured out for you. Do they tell you like, pack nice clothes, pack summer clothes, pack winter clothes, or do you just pack whatever the fuck you want? Or do they give you clothes? How does that work?
No, so they definitely don't give you clothes. So what they did was, once they told us where we're going, they told us our shit is in New Orleans, and
I've never been there, so I don't know what the weather there is like.
Yeah, no, they give you a heads up. They and they gave me a stipend before I left. So once I got confirmed and we were getting closer to shooting days, they sent me $1,000 stipend, and that $1,000 was to go shopping. Wow, they were like, if you need to go get any clothes or anything special,
I'm gonna ask,
or you pay any bills or anything like
what'd
that.
you use that $1,000 for?
It's like a PPE.
Boy, paid his rent before.
I definitely hit the plug up and bought a bunch of weed with it.
He's like, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna buy that fucking I'm gonna flip that shit, make that 1,000 to 2,000, and then we go.
Then I'm gonna go shopping with the 2,000. I gotta flip it real quick. We get the hustler mentality. No, man, I think I definitely bought a bunch of clothes and some new sneakers, and I was just ready to go, man.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, did you buy the right clothes? Because the New Orleans heat. For Alan that doesn't know, that New Orleans heat is crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, like places like if you say, oh, it's 50 degrees somewhere, it's like 50 degrees here and 50 degrees over there are not the same 50 degrees. You know what I mean?
no.
Like,
No, it's
New Orleans heat is torture.
humid, right?
It's fucking torture. You can't
South.
breathe, bro.
I imagine it's muggy. A little
Very
bit.
muggy, very sticky. You cannot breathe. And here's the thing: we used to have to do these interviews. So when you're watching a show, you know, and like it's in the middle of the show, and then it cuts to the person having an interview.
Right.
Those are one-on-ones.
Yeah.
We used to have to do one-on-ones all the time. Every day you would do a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Was that what you were about
It's
to
like a
ask me?
confessional.
I was gonna.
There were those too.
I was gonna ask you on that setup because it's like, so does that happen before? Like what? All right, so those interviews, how does that happen? Right? They pull you, or is it like, okay, like you have to go to it? Is there a quota you need to hit? Is it just you can just go and talk your shit? You know what I mean? Like, because it's always like a fucking room, a couch, whatever, and like just you see the
Smaller
motherfucker
room,
turn the
yeah.
camera on, and they're like, "Yo, this motherfucker Kareem, like I'm gonna fight him tomorrow." You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Or sometimes it's relevant to what happens prior to that, like next cut in the show. So it's like, yo, man, I can't believe like he's talking to Chelsea and like whatever. Like, so it's just like, is that something that you have to play back and remember, like, or does it happen immediately? Do they pull you aside? Like, how does that work?
It definitely doesn't happen immediately because that would throw off the whole structure of what they're doing. So the way it works is this: like, we'll film, and then like, you know, one day they'll be like, okay, Kareem, they'll let me know the night before. Kareem, you have a one-on-one at 8 a.m. So I'm the first one-on-one that day. And that day it'll be a smooth day. They'll be recording in the house to see if anything goes on. You know, they'll have cameras in the house and cameramen in the house just in case anything going on. But for the most part, that day we're chilling. We don't have any challenges that day. We don't have any ceremonies, nothing. That day is nothing but one-on-one interviews and shit like that. Because that night we have that's where the ceremony is. So all day they'll spend doing the one-on-one interview. So they'll let me know the night before, like, Kareem, yours is at 8 a.m. We're gonna wake you up. They'll wake me up at 7 so that I could get up, get ready, I'll get dressed, and then I'll go outside and we'll do a one-on-one maybe for like 4 hours.
Wow.
Where they're asking
Do they
me
probe you?
questions.
So they ask you questions.
Oh, yeah, it's me and a producer one-on-one. And she's asking me like, oh, this good? I'm sorry, I moved it.
That sounds better too, though. Actually,
Turn it a little bit.
Move that closer. It sounded better.
Yeah, poison up. No,
Right
just this. Turn it up.
Like this?
Yeah.
Better?
Mhm.
All right. So like maybe let's say we're like 7 days into filming, right?
Right.
And interview day, and she'll bring me in and she'll ask me, and she'll be like, okay, Kareem, so night 1, we saw you flirting with let's just say, use that name Chelsea, because I'm not gonna name drop. we saw you flirting with Chelsea, so tell us how you feel about that. And mind you, this is day 7, but
You have to remember.
Yeah, you know, you did the shit. So
Bro, I don't fucking remember what I did 3 days ago, bro. Like,
But they'll remind you, they tell you everything, and
they play the clip back.
Yeah,
Look
man.
at you.
Oh, I didn't put my tongue in her ass. You didn't cut that back.
He's like, well,
Rewind the tapes.
We would say otherwise.
Fuck, yo, they got me sneaking out of her room and shit.
Now you're like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, all right. I did do it. No, I'm kidding, but
I confess.
That might have been me, but
yeah. But they'll ask you. They'll
That's
ask you.
Kevin, bro. That ain't me.
They'll ask you a bunch of questions. So like, oh, so how do you feel about this? So when you hooked up with her, did you just do it because you were drunk? Did you just do it because of this? And they'll ask you shit that happened night 1, night 2, night 3, because they're gonna take that and cut it into that episode for that day. It could be week 7 and they're catching interviews or clips or certain things that they're gonna cut into week 1. And when they're recording, obviously everything goes in order. Chronological order, but the interviews and the cut-ins, they can use stuff from week 7 and week 1 and week 9, week 9 and week 3. Like, they can use different
They storytell it how they want to storytell it, which is why there's that like mixture of like, okay, like
they record they record all fucking day and night, and
Yeah.
they get so much content that they could cut it up however the fuck way they want to. They could record me all day and take a word from every fucking sentence that I said throughout the day and make me say I hate my life. You know what I mean? They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's like that.
Yeah.
they give you a script. It's like, can you please just say these couple of words that make no sense?
And the crazy thing is, they if you answer a question and they don't like the way you answer it, they're gonna make you answer it the way they want you to answer it. They will make you answer it that way.
Can you name an example of like when that happened to you?
So like,
How'd you feel about that? Were you like, yo, what the?
I mean, in the beginning, I was okay with it, but towards the end, I started to catch on, and I was just like, "No, fuck that, you motherfuckers!
Would you
motherfuckers been catching me all season like this."
that's like when they got Trump saying China.
China, good people, we love them.
Would you start fucking with them? Because I feel like if I was in that situation and we're like, yo, like we're almost out of here, week 9, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say some wild fucking shit in front of this camera today.
Okay, so here's an example. And I'm gonna tell you how these motherfuckers is conniving, and at the end of the day, they're just doing their job. So I don't fault. You can't fault nobody. They're doing their job.
You signed up for this.
Yeah. You signed my life away after blood on the line. They own me.
Here's my grandma's hair. Here's my fucking blood.
So at one point, one of my best friends on the show, him and this girl been hitting it off all season together. You know, they're trying to work it out, trying to get together, trying to find out if they're a perfect match. And she would always come to me to find out information about him, do you think he likes me? Like, do you think he really feels the way he says? And I would always console her. And that was my homie, so I was consoling. I'm like, yo, like he's a real one. Like, yo. Ain't nobody else got you like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'd be vouching for him. And then producers saw that like me and her were always like talking, and we'd have like these real like, you know, heart-to-heart intimate conversations. And one day in an interview, I'm drunk. These motherfuckers was like, yo, so
What's up?
What you finna do? Y'all be talking all the time. Would you hit that? Like, would you go for it?
Yo.
I'm like, yo, first of all, chill. If I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely not in the agenda.
Right.
And no, absolutely not. Maybe. No, I'm kidding. That's what they would want. They would want me to give them that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you start to catch on. I'm like, nah, man, I wouldn't do none of that shit, man. And let's just say me and somebody got into a fight. And then now we're doing an interview and they're asking me about it. They don't want you to be calm. Because when they're cutting it up, they're cutting that into as if that interview just happened right after that.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, me and this kid just fucking slapped the shit out of each other and I'm all fucking furious. Now I'm doing this interview and I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, I should have never slapped him in the first place. No, that is not what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, fuck him. You slapped him because he disrespected you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So they gotta get you all riled up.
And that did happen, right? There was a bit of drama that happened on the show. I remember.
There's a lot of drama that happened on the show.
All right, what was your favorite drama that happened on the show? Either that revolved you or just anybody else that was like in the cast. Just to pin one out of the show in case anybody didn't see like that season, that episode, or whatever.
I got you. The thing about my season is everybody was feisty. No, everybody who was everybody, like, and that's everybody. Everybody was feisty, bro. You know, I might come off as like a crazy motherfucker, but everybody else was in there, but that wasn't their storyline. Like, everybody was fucking sick in the head. Everybody was crazy. Everybody was getting angry. Everybody was yelling. Everybody was fighting. People had their crazy moments. Everybody did. But that's not your storyline. So that's not what we're gonna show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, bro. Like everybody's a storyline.
Yo,
Word.
That's crazy. Yo.
That's crazy, bro. Sounds fun though. I mean,
it was definitely an experience. It was one of the best experiences in my life. I wouldn't change a thing about it. And you know, shout out to everybody on my season because they were all fucking great. And I'm still really tight friends with a bunch of them. And you know, other people we don't really talk like that. And there's no hard feelings. There's no beef. You know, everybody's just in their own lane. We lost one of our cast members. She died like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, one of the chicks, like the Texas girl or whatever. Right? She had a little bit of like a southern country vibe to her.
Alexis, man, rest her soul. You know, she died, and that hit us really hard. You know, and that kind of brought us all together. I remember when that happened. I was living in LA at the time, and I was coming out of an audition, and you know, I left my phone in the car. And when I come out, I have all these missed calls, and like the group chat was going crazy. Nobody had talked in the Are You the One group chat in months.
Yeah.
So now the group chat up in flames again, and like TMZ posted it and all of this shit. And I'm like, once TMZ posted it, we knew it was legit.
Yeah.
And that shit fucked us up, bro. Like MTV called us and reached out to us and it was like, if you guys need like, you know, a special person to talk to or like some type of therapist to talk to and shit like that. And it was very, very
just caught off guard with that.
Very caught off guard.
You spend so much time with somebody and then they lose their life.
Yeah, man.
How you gonna react to it, you know?
And you know what? Like Alexis was a part of a lot of the crazy shit that I was involved with in there. Like my climax of like moments that really like I can say like hit me. Alexis was very much involved with me in those moments, whether she was dealing with the same type of pain I was dealing with, or she had her own issue that was going on, but me and her connected on that during the show. You know, like the only date I went on the show was me and Alexis.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It was the
Damn.
only date that I got to go on during the show was me and Alexis, and you know, God rest her soul, and I hope she's in a better place and she's happy. You know?
Yeah. By the end of the show, obviously the point of the show too is like to find, you know, if you're the one, right? Like you're supposed to find your matchmaking essentially, right? So I believe you guys did succeed in that process, you guys figured out who's who and who's doing what with each other, right? Like it was like these are the pairs that the I forget what it is.
Your perfect match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys won though.
Oh yeah, we won.
Yeah.
We brought that bitch home. Which was actually pretty fucking crazy because the way my season unfolded, we were the season to do it with the least amount of perfect matches.
Yeah.
We only found one perfect match.
Throughout the
so
entire...
we're supposed to find 11 matches, right? And we're down to the last episode, and we only know one match. Come on, what's the numbers that we're actually going to get the rest of them all fucking right?
Yeah, what are the
you know what I'm
odds of that
saying?
happening?
And the most beams we ever had in a matchup ceremony, I think, was like 5 beams or 6 beams. So there was still a lot of unknown shit. Right. But shout out to Keith, because that man was a fucking genius. Because Keith is the one who actually kind of figured the whole thing out for us.
Yeah.
The last couple of days, before the last matchup ceremony, we weren't drinking like that. We were like, yo, let's really put all that shit to the side and let's figure out how we're gonna win this shit for real. We only got a couple days left. And we didn't know who's perfect match still. So we would wake up early morning. Nerese would walk around fucking pots and pans smacking them early in the morning to wake everybody the fuck up. Wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up, wake the fuck up. I remember I was sleeping in one of the rooms and I heard her walking down the hallway and I caught her right at the door. I said, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking do it. I'm awake, bro. I was so fucking mad, yo. Yeah. And everybody was mad at her for doing that shit, but you know, she gotta
do what you gotta do.
Yeah. So shout out to her. And
she's
Keith,
the one that you don't want to go on a trip with because she's gonna wake everybody up.
Yeah, and
Keith trying to sleep in now.
Keith was really just crunching the numbers and doing all the statistics and all of this shit, and we put it together, and it came down to it being one out of like 3 scenarios that it could be. Excuse me. It could be one out of 3 scenarios,
right?
And we got the winning scenario. I remember we picked all our matches and we were out there, and then they told us that something was wrong with the cameras and they had to cut. So they moved us all back to the back room into the studio, and then when we came back out, they ran it, and we get beam. Oh my fucking God. 3 beams. If we get this last beam, the automatic last ones are gonna go bow bow because that's, you know, it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
They made us wait, bro. They made us wait a good 3.5 minutes to show us if that last beat was gonna pop off. Motherfuckers was sweating. We was just sitting there like watching shit like this, like shaking.
They're like, wait, hold on, we have technical difficulties. It's like you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit.
Bro, it's about to come out. They say, wait, stop.
Yo, it was so sick, bro. And then it goes boom, boom, boom. They go off, and then now they turn from all white beams to like colorful rainbow beams, and like we won all the confetti shoots in the cannons of confetti shooting the fucking air, and I'm like.
That same feeling in GNC.
Bro, spot on, bro. Spot on. Like, fast forward, I got the call, and that was a euphoric moment for me to fast forward to us actually winning the damn thing.
That's
like,
pretty fire.
Bro,
That's
I just
crazy.
screamed. Like, if you could cut to the last episode where we won it, you literally hear me scream over everything. Bro, we couldn't fucking believe it. All the drama, all the fighting, all the crying, all the bullshit, it all paid off.
That's
and
awesome.
We won the shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, yo.
Jesus.
So live post show. Obviously, I remember your Instagram took an upwards there. Bunch of followers,
Yes,
bunch
sir.
of fans. There's definitely some wild stories that came after that we're not gonna share on camera.
Yeah, it goes down in the DMs.
Yeah.
It goes more than down in the DMs.
Yeah, it's a shit show.
If you know what I mean.
Bro, I got stories with him from the DMs.
Bro,
I remember this guy would actually hand me the phone and be like, yo, hey,
answer
do me
for
a
me.
favor. Do me a favor. I got so much things coming in. I'm already done. Just accept it all. And I'm going there. I'm just accepting.
Bro, the friend requests were coming in at thousands at a time. And I made my Instagram private at the time. And, bro, we were sitting there. I'll sit there for hours. Andy be sitting there smoking a blunt. And I'm just on my phone. Accept. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. Give me your phone. I take his phone. I start playing like Call of Duty. I give him my phone. And he's sitting there accepting for the next hour.
Yo.
You know,
was crazy.
it was really dope, man. And, you know, we took it and ran with it. We, you know, a lot of collab deals came in. A lot of brand deals came in. That opened the door for that. You know, we made a lot of money doing that kind of stuff. And I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do. You know, on social media, I wanted to do like men's grooming stuff. I wanted to do fashion stuff. And, you know, I wanted to really double down on my modeling stuff. And, you know, and that's what we did.
Right.
That's what we did for sure.
Yeah. That's dope. You have a couple of partnerships and brand deals that you're doing right now, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you got going on?
So right now, collab works. I'm working with Fabletics.
Yep.
Love their stuff. Great brand. I'm working with Boohoo Man, which is like a street clothing company. Shout out to Boohoo. I'm wearing Boohoo jeans right now. So shout out to them. Who else am I working with? I'm working with another clothing company called Threadbeast. Yeah, we're working with a couple of clothing companies.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a couple stuff in the works that we're waiting to see if they come through. And if they come through, that'll definitely propel us going forward. But 2023, man, the focus is really to, at least for me, I've been doing a lot of stuff. I work different jobs. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a personal trainer. I'm actually studying for my master certification right now.
Yep.
So that's going to be real big for me, and not only for my clients and for the people that I help, for me as well. Because the gym is my life. And I've been in acting school the second half of the year, 2022. So that's been really awesome for me. Shout out to my acting coach. She has made the difference for me, bro. She really, 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 really has. Not just for acting and auditioning, but just me as a person and how I view myself and how I view what I bring to the table. Because that's what it's all about, to be honest with you. It's about believing that you could fucking do it. And if your self-esteem is low, and if you think other people are going to think a certain way about you, the way you look and your actions and everything that you believe you are is perceived a million different ways through the lens of the person looking at you. Right. So I might sit here, I might think I'm fly as hell. Matt might think I'm a piece of shit and my fit is ugly.
Dookie.
Who the fuck cares what Matt thinks about me? Right?
Yeah. It's all about you. Yeah,
it's all about how I think.
Nah, this boy fresh, bro. And this guy came in, I'm like, damn, bro.
He said the icy white.
I see the icy whites, the little chain.
My boy said Anderson Paak.
That's that vibe right there.
Yeah, but I've been in acting school. And
What's something you've learned from acting school? Like, what could you share? Just anything, really.
So much, dude.
What's the biggest thing for you, right? So, like, what's something that, like, just you didn't know that now you know that was.
So I'll share two things with you. I'll share something that I didn't know and that pertains to me, and something that pertains to the industry.
Right.
So what I learned about me, right, is people are always judging themselves.
Yeah.
People not all day you're judging yourself. Oh, I don't like the way my eyebrows look, or I don't like the way my beard doesn't fill all the way in, or I don't like my acne. I don't like my height. So anything
everything.
People can pick at themselves all fucking day. I don't care if you're a Bob Proctor fan or if you don't do any self-development. You pick at yourself.
Right.
It's human. You appreciate that in acting. You have to appreciate that because those nuances about you, that's what makes you you. That's what makes you stand out. You're not supposed to go into that audition room thinking I'm trying to be thinking I gotta be a certain way because that's what they're looking for. If I go in there and I'm trying to be what I think they're looking for, you're not gonna give them what you want. You're not gonna present you. You're not. Yes. So appreciating everything about you, the good and the bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I used to talk on camera in my auditions, I hated the way my eyebrow used to just go up when I used to do certain shit. Like my left eyebrow would just go up all the time. I swear to God, my left eyebrow. And when I'm sitting and I'm talking, my left eyebrow would just be fucking sitting up. And I'm like, yo, I hate that. I hate the way that looks. Like that looks so ugly.
You know what's crazy? Now that you mentioned that, like after doing these vlogs, like, and it's crazy. Like I'm not as used to. Like I'm comfortable. I don't mind being on camera. I realize how much I freaking blink, bro. Like that's just me now. Like I blink so much. But it's funny you say that. Like you notice so much when you start to critique
yourself. Funny that's something that you picked up about yourself.
Yeah, well, I was like, what the hell?
And the more you do this, the more you do this, the more you're gonna start judging yourself. Yo, I don't like the way I sound.
Yeah.
How many people don't like the way they sound on a fucking video? Like you ever laugh and you be like, yo, I hate the way I laugh.
I hear that all the time. Honestly.
But that's what makes you you.
Yeah,
that's what fucking makes you you. And growing up, you as men, we're told to not be vulnerable. You can't be vulnerable.
Yep.
Don't be fucking vulnerable. Keep it together. Hold it tight. Don't show weakness. As an actor, that's what makes you you. Right. You have to become vulnerable, and I think that's what makes it the most unique thing. You have to learn how to be vulnerable, and you have to learn how to let go and engage those emotions, and not be afraid to use trauma that you've been through. Not afraid to use your own experiences to bring that to life, because we're not just reading lines. We're not. Those aren't lines you're reading. You're supposed to bring life to those lines. Think about a movie that you watched that you really liked. If he was just sitting there reading those fucking lines like, yeah, and this and this and this, there's no life to that. You want to watch that actor struggle, deal with his obstacles, wonder if he's going to overcome those obstacles, and then see him win or see him lose. Either way, you're intrigued by the story, and it can relate to you. You start relating to things you see in the movie. So that's what I fucking love about it. That's what I love about it. And that's what opened up the other door. I used to think acting was just, if you look good, I used to see it, man, I could do that shit because I thought I looked good. Hell the fuck no, you can't.
But can you act good?
Yo, you really need to learn how to be you.
Yeah, it's an art to it.
It's not learning how to act. It's learning how to be you.
It's an art to it for sure.
That's great. Can like, as far as you doing like your introduction to acting, is there a particular like, I guess, role that you see yourself doing, or you just want to now just experiment still? Like, how's that?
Great question, bro. I could talk about this acting stuff all day. This is my passion. Bro. This is my my love. Ideally, when you're a beginner actor, you want to find your tribe. You want to find your field. Like what can you book right now? What can you book right now? My discussions with me and my agent, I can go out for FBI roles, I could go out for police officer roles, I go out for criminal roles, I can go out for young dad roles, I go out for college student roles, athlete roles, stuff like that, right? And that's the stuff you want to start preparing for immediately, because that's what's gonna get you working. Let's say I want to play a Denzel role. Like, who's seen the movie John Q?
Yeah.
Let's say I want to play a role like that, where I'm a dad, like dealing with that obstacle of my son in like a move, like that big of a role. That might take me a little bit longer to book. So where's my focus gonna go? Ideally, I would love to get to that role where I'm playing in an A-list movie, but my goal right now is to book a recurring role on a show, like a big time show, like a CSI or an All American show or a Power. To be honest with you, Power is my number one show. That's
that's a good ass show.
And I'll tell you what, we're saying it right now. What day and time is it?
It is 4:53, Tuesday,
January 17th.
We're saying it right now on camera. Andy's my witness. Matt is my witness. Alan is my witness.
I testify.
Y'all will see me on Power. Y'all will see me on Power.
There you go, bro. Manifest that shit.
We're gonna make that shit fucking happen. I promise you. And we'll come back to this, and we'll
laugh about it.
Yeah, no, we'll celebrate to it.
Dude, hell
man.
yeah.
We'll celebrate to it.
We'll do round fucking 2 post Power show.
We'll take
how was 50, bro?
He said we'll take expired Clico shots.
No, that's dope, bro. Like, that's really cool. That's definitely.
So I would much rather do stuff like that than do reality TV. I know the whole we talk so much about reality.
That's the intro into like what you got you through this, but that's something that's developing. That's something that it's not like that's what you're only known for, what you're gonna ever be known for. Like, there's bigger goals and stepping stones. That was a stepping stone essentially,
100%, and that's how I saw it. And I just saw it as a stepping stone and an opportunity because, even before I did Are You the One. Couple years before I did Are You the One, I wanted to act. I wanted to act. Me and Andy went to New York, and I had booked a headshot session. I knew that was the first thing I needed to do. Book a headshot session. I remember I sold almost everything that I had to come up with this $800. Borrowed money, stole money, sold shit, whatever the fuck I needed to do. Came up with the $800 and booked this $800 session with this headshot photographer. And Andy was in the room with me. And at the time, I didn't even know how to take the train. I did not. I was afraid to take the train. And if I had an audition or something going on in New York, if Andy couldn't come with me, I wouldn't go. And then it got to the point where he was like, bro, listen, you need to learn how to use this fucking train system because you're going to miss out on so many opportunities if you don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this beer got me all burpy and shit.
And it's like unhinged.
Yeah, and that's because he used to feel like shit because I was putting a lot on his plate. He had a lot going on.
No, but
dude, I need you to come with me. I need you to come with me.
It's something different. It's out of your comfort zone, and so it's scary. Yeah. Just doing anything new or getting any out of your comfort zone is scary for a lot of people. So it's nice to have your friends, your homies, people around 100%. You that are like gonna. All right, it just makes you feel a little bit more. But as you break through that, now it's like, just pull up wherever for whatever, and like, because you got to do it for you,
Yeah.
It's so.
It was like 2014 or 2013, and we went in and we shot these headshots, and I tried to use them, and I did use them, and
You still use those headshots or no?
No, hell no. Barely. Like it is crazy because I had facial hair at the time too. It's like, damn, boy, that boy had a beard for as long as I can fucking remember. But No, man, that was, you know, and I remember I went in for a couple auditions too where I was reading scripts and I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. Right. All I knew is that I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be in movies. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the opportunity for reality TV came up. We did it. A couple modeling opportunities came up and we did it. I modeled because I can, you know? Right. And, but truly, you can't model forever.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade for spade. You can't model forever. Tyra Banks ain't modeling right now.
Yeah.
Can't model forever.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, you know, especially depending on what society considers to be like the beauty standard too, you know what I mean? It just, looks is something that's like, as the years go by, it's, forget the exact word or whatever it is, but it's just something that, you know, it depreciates, looks depreciate as times go by.
Yeah.
So like it works, you know, you're in your teens, you're a child actor or whatever, 20s, maybe 30s. But yeah, definitely by the time you start getting towards like that later half, it's just... Again, depending on what we're talking about, but it becomes a little bit more limiting, I guess.
Right.
It is.
And I'm actually like, to be honest with you, I'm gonna open up about some shit. I'm very, very, very grateful for where I am right now in my career and with my self-esteem. Like, man, a couple years ago, I was depressed, bro. Like, I was living in LA for 4 years.
Right.
And I dealt with every bit of depression. I moved to LA because I had just broken up with my ex at the time. And I was going through it, and I needed a change of scenery. And my room, like me and my ex was living at my house at one point, and like just being I just needed to get the fuck out of Jersey, get away from everything, and start brand new. So Nerese told me, she was like, Nerese, I came to visit, and me and her were at Dykeman at some club, and we're sitting there, we're eating, we're talking, and she's like, yo, you really need to come to LA. Like, come to LA. I already got an apartment. Just come and move in with me. Like, you need to do it. You need to do it. Right on that spot, bought a one-way fucking ticket. And I only had $200 in my pocket at the time. Bought a one-way ticket, and I showed her, I was like, I'm going to see you in LA. I'll be there. Packed all my shit, moved to LA with all these hopes and dreams that, you know, I was going to go to LA and, like, my career was going to pop and everything was going to go well and and that is not how it went.
Yeah.
That is not how it went. I went there and struggled at the most highest level of struggle, you know? Thank God for having Nerese and DeAndre because they literally allowed me to survive. You know, I was living with them. The first 7 months of me living in LA, they didn't even charge me rent. So I was living with them rent free, and all I was doing was whenever I had a little bit of money, I would contribute here. I would pay for the groceries here. I'd buy the weed at night. I would do this. So, yo, shout out to them. And then when I got there, DeAndre zelled me like $300. So, and she zelled me the $300, and she texted me. She was like, shout out to Didi and Nerese, man. She was like, hey, I know what it feels like to move out to LA and not really have any money in your pockets. Here's $300, to kind of
do
make
something,
you feel,
yeah.
do something. You know,
because you don't want to be here and it's like you can't even go like.
And they knew I only had $200. Well, $180 at the time because I got a meal at the airport. So it's like,
half your expense right there.
Yeah. So
no, you're tight with them. I see. You guys post each other and stuff.
They're my ride or dies.
Those are like your two homies, friends that like post show you've kept in contact with.
Yeah, man. They're like blood really couldn't make us closer. Like those are my ride or dies, like legit.
That's pretty fire.
That's good.
And when I'm in LA, man, I like.
They're still there?
Yeah, they still live in LA.
Okay.
I was just over there a couple weeks ago with them and checking them out and shit. Like they're doing really well. And Nerese just finished filming The Challenge, which is actually airing now. So shout out to her. She's doing her thing. DeAndre's doing her thing. DeAndre's an actor as well, and she's, really on her way as well. Like everybody's working, man, and we hold each other accountable, and that's why I can be friends with them.
Yeah.
I'm friends with other people as well from the season, but Nerese and DeAndre, like we.
No, I mean sometimes you just naturally gravitate to people. There's nobody's questioning it. And it's funny when you said buying those tickets and getting to fucking LA and not having any money. Like we've done that. Like we've shared a little bit of that in Journey, like past what I do here and what you do here. I don't know if you remember being in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
I want to take a second to just talk about Arizona real quickly.
Woo! Arizona was a fucking shit show.
Yo, we were young, bro. We were like 20 years old or something.
Bro, the hustle been in us, bro.
Yeah.
It been in us. Before all of this, like we're sitting here filming a podcast, like talking about certain things that we've experienced and our successes and what and other things that we're gonna achieve. But bro, we got it out the mud. Like we came from nothing.
My boy got Vima colors on right now.
Bro, you see it?
You got a verb in his back pocket.
It started with an energy drink and a home event, baby. And James Curry pulling up to fucking close the meeting.
Oh god. No, bro.
Shout out to the boy Curry.
I remember we were in Arizona, bro. And I remember we were in the hotel. And First of all, I remember walking the streets of Arizona, and we were dead ass walking. Just the bird just
dead birds everywhere.
Bro, there's such dry heat in Arizona, and I don't know what month we were there where it was just so goddamn hot, and it was just like. We literally we witnessed a bird die. A bird just died.
Didn't somebody tell us that they died because of the heat? Like they were just, it was too hot for them?
The funniest kicker part of the whole thing is it died feet away from a puddle of water. Little Holmes was trying to get to that.
I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna laugh because that's so fucked up.
You could have thrown him in the pool at least. Maybe he needed an energy drink, bro.
Yo.
Alan watched it too. The crazy thing is, Alan watched it die. Alan watched it die.
The bird needed a renu.
He's fucked up. Yeah, definitely needed some fucking verb. Alan watched it die. Alan could have easily gave it a look to get into the water or like splash the water.
The water was already. The bird was already dead. We were walking and I caught the bird dead. Like I didn't see it die, but like it was more like. The one bird came down and he was like obviously exhausted from heat, and the other one was already dead. And I mean, we didn't know how like fucking long that bird's been there for, and so it was just like I've never seen some shit like this. Like, you ever see a dead bird on the sidewalk?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
maybe on the street because they got killed by a car.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about like, bro, this dead bird was like next to a bus stop, like just out.
The amount of dead birds to bird shit on the street was very equal, and you don't see that ever. Like, it was a like abnormal amount of dead birds. We thought the world was fucking ending.
But anyways, outside the bird, I remember like us being in like that hotel. Like, you know, we would crash in a hotel together because obviously it was way cheaper to get a fucking hotel and split it with the homies than get your own hotel because we were that broke.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, yo, like we don't have money. Like, it was like fucking, you got like Domino's. And it was like, yo, this is about to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like the next 3 days.
Honest to God, bro.
And I remember you were like, you were about to eat that shit cold. Bro, he got Domino's, so Kareem orders.
This motherfucker Allen, yo.
When we talk about resourcefulness, bro.
Yes.
Am I not fucking resourceful, bro?
Bro, can I tell them this?
All right, go ahead, you take it.
Can I tell them this?
Yeah.
Bro. So Domino's was, I think Domino's still does it. It was like, pick any three for $6.99 or whatever.
Yeah, it used to be $5.99. Now it's $6.99.
So,
that shit was smash.
So brother,
it used to be $4.99.
Yeah.
Inflation.
A brother only had like $18 to his name, mind you, and it was so bad. So we get the shit and we get the pizza. We eat the pizza and I get the pasta. It was like this little pasta bowl in aluminum foil, and I was like, yo, I'm just gonna save this for tomorrow. Like I know we're starving tomorrow. I don't have no money to buy food tomorrow. So we saved it, and I'm like, yo, I'm starving, and this shit is brick. Like it's so fucking cold.
You put it in the fridge, and so like this thing is like
and no microwave at all, and anywhere at all to heat it. And it's not even like we could have put it in a microwave.
No, it was like a normal hotel room. Like it just, you had like a little mini fridge, but it didn't come with a microwave or oven, nothing. It was just like,
okay.
So Alan goes like, yo, I got a plan. He grabs the iron, plugs the iron in, holds the iron upside down like this, and we put the aluminum foil plate on it, and it heated it up as if it was on the fucking oven, bro.
Ecuador.
And yo, it was fucking bubbling, bro. Like the juice was bubbling. This is genius, bro. Dude.
You had a nice warm meal that night.
Yes, the fuck I did. And we shared it too. We ate that shit together.
Third world country vibes.
My boy was on that hood shit right there, bro.
You never been broke till you heated up pizza and pasta on a fucking
fucking iron, dude.
I eat my shit cold though. Broke or not, I eat my shit cold.
No, I mean, look, nothing wrong with cold too, but I'm just saying sometimes it was a hack. It's honestly a life hack.
It works.
Like
it
it
really
was like, yo, we were just fucking
we had no idea what we were doing, but we did it.
Yeah, you guys,
the sizzle.
I don't know, it came to my head. I was like, bro, like this is gonna work. This is
pizza.
heat. Like we gotta fucking. That's it, bro. Cold, I don't like cold pasta. Like cold pizza, I could do. Cold pasta.
I can eat a lot of food cold, but pasta cold is not.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Pasta and rice you can't eat cold.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Rice maybe.
The texture, it being cold with that texture, I don't know.
If it gets hard and crunchy,
the rice.
Nah, I can't do that.
This is like mushy. I guess depends on the type of rice too. Bro.
Yeah, no, I can't do
You
that.
gotta heat that shit up, bro.
Maybe if it was crunchy rice.
That was funny as hell though. I remember that. I think Ryan was with us too, bro.
Everybody was with us. Sonny was with us. Everybody was with us.
He wanted a slice, and you were like, "Yo, bro, motherfucker, this is my."
I need this for tomorrow.
Oh man, yeah,
It's funny,
Yeah,
man.
I got some funny memories,
Great
bro.
times. We'll laugh at those when we're millionaires, right?
I'm telling you, bro. Like it's like I remember, bro. I mean, I don't have as good of his memory as like Ryan does. Ryan will come up with some crazy shit. He'll be like,
Man, it's so, bro. I'll see Ryan and like when I see Ryan at the Beer Olympics and he goes, "Yo, mind you, I haven't seen Ryan in a decade."
Yeah.
And then Ryan goes, "Yo, Ree, you remember when you signed me up that day at the LA Fitness?" I'm like, "Wait, bro, what's this? 2012?" The randomest memory, but he remembers, bro.
He's like an elephant. He just does not forget.
Yeah.
He will pull out a random memory. He will unlock memories that I had.
Do elephants have good memories or something?
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought you were just cracking a weight joke. But Ryan, he was not talking shit. He's saying you got good memory.
My boy's on a he's on a weight loss fucking thing right now. Yeah, we all are, honestly. We're all just fucking meal prepping, going to the gym and shit. Like
Chicken salads, bro.
Yeah, I'm like 3-4 weeks in, so I'm just I'm trying to get back to old me. Like
Told you I need you at 10% by March, bro.
Bro, we gonna get there.
10.
We gonna get. This is the year.
It needs to be.
Like this is like now it's public. Like this is going up on live.
This
like,
gotta be the year. This gotta be the fucking year that is not just I do it, and I fall off. Oh, I do it, and I fall off. Oh, can we engage in new territory?
Yeah.
Of gaining progress.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing my friends, including myself, because I fall victim to it too, where we go, and then you just have a fucking falling out where you lose motivation, you lose confidence, or some bullshit happens, and then you're right back at square one.
Yeah.
No, cut that shit the fuck out. We need we need growth and consistent progress.
in all areas of life.
Everywhere.
Everything. Fucking physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, like just you name it. Like
Everywhere,
just
bro.
that's the goal. But yeah, no, we it's yeah, that's it. Just let's get after it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We have to.
Be on the move.
And I know, like, we were talking about the acting stuff, but that's what I'm going hard on this year.
Yeah.
Before I was trying to do this, I was trying to do that. I wanted to model, I want to do this, like, whatever. Going into this year, I got new reps, got a new agent. Shout out to my agent. She's fucking amazing. Got a good team around me, man. I got my acting coach, I got my agent, my manager, like, and everybody's brand new. Like, I've been working with my acting coach for 6 months now. My agent, I've been with my new agent for 3 months now. We're getting some really big fucking auditions, the auditions that I want.
Yeah.
Not some reality TV shit. And I got called to do reality TV shows before. I was gonna do X on the Beach a couple times, and it just never panned out.
Yeah.
I was a finalist for The Bachelor at one point, but then they found that I was on MTV and I couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah, honestly.
Conflicting interest?
Yo, I don't know what the fuck it is. People hate MTV, bro. Like, once you're doing it, like, I don't know. It's very rare where you see an MTV cat do another show outside of network. And it's not even contractual shit because we're off contract at this point. But it's more of a network thing. These networks and these shows want fresh faces.
Yeah, because they want you to stay particular to one network. They want you known as switching.
one pops out, and
yeah,
that's kind of it's and maybe that's not a bad thing for me that I haven't done another reality show because then maybe I'll get.
It allows you to stay focused on what you really want to do.
Yeah,
that's probably that might be why.
Yeah. So this year, we're really gonna take it and fucking run with it. I'm super dialed in.
I'm big on the whole. I remember like once somebody told me where it was like, yo, like you cannot chase two rabbits. You'll never catch either. You have to just chase one, catch one. Lock that motherfucker up, cage it, like lock it, and then you can go and get more. Because what ends up happening is you spread yourself a little too thin, and then it's just like you're giving 30% here, 30% here, 40% here, whatever. And so it's like, have one thing, secure it, lock it down, make sure it works, it's successful, and it's running, and then you could venture out and then start the next thing and a second thing. And then once these two are functioning and running or whatever, then you can start the third thing or whatever. Because if you're trying to do too many things, you're juggling too many things. And not that there's anything wrong with multitasking, but it's just like, even just visually, bro, like just imagine you in a field trying to chase two fucking rabbits at the same time. Like you're going for this one and then that one and then this one and then that one. It's like,
and if you think about it, you're multitasking by default. You're multitasking. I mean, if you got another source of income, your 9 to 5, then if you're in the gym, just balancing your work and your gym alone is tough. And then now you got to balance your craft, what you do, what you're trying to pursue for life, So, and this year also, bro, one of my main things is I'm gonna take something on even if I don't know how to do it.
Right.
Like it's not a matter of, oh, do I have a parachute on? Okay, let me jump off the bridge. No, I'm jumping off the bridge and I'll figure out how to fly on my way down.
Bro, I've been doing that my entire life.
Like
since I got into this shit, it's always just like, and Matt knows, it's like, yo, like I'll say yes to something and it's like, I figure it out fucking how to do it, because
we find a way.
Because there's no other way. Otherwise it's like, because there's no such thing as like, I mean, there is such a thing, but it's very rare where you're like ready for that opportunity.
Right.
That's luck. Luck is like when you're like fully prepared at its full capacity, and this opportunity just happens to like be it that you're ready for, and then like you're able to like just fit like a piece, like a just it fits, right? Versus like opportunity comes and you're not ready, but you should still take that leap anyways, or vice versa. Like, you know, just, but it's rare, so it's always like you're just making it fucking work, bro. You're always trying to figure it out. Like
100%, bro. And I tell everybody, bro, like, you need to get out there and chase it. Like, there's never been a better time for you to pick something, go all the way the fuck in on it with no repercussions. You can't do that shit when you're older.
Yeah.
We're in our prime, man. This is the time to fucking do it. If you don't do it now, you can't do it later.
Yeah.
So what if you fucking fail at it and it doesn't pan out?
Yeah.
You could try other shit. How many things have we tried? I thought I was going to go to the NFL and play quarterback. That ain't pan out.
Yeah.
Thought I was going to be fucking the next Alex Morton. That ain't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do what you do. You do what the fuck you do.
Just keep trying until something sticks.
Something's gonna stick. You do what the fuck you love, and don't let no regular life shit take that away from you. I know bills could get hectic. I know marriage. I know other things could get in the way, and you know they could push you away from what you're doing. But always come back, bro. Always fucking come back, because God ain't put no desire in you for no reason. If you love to fucking get by, if you love to do what you do, and life gets in the way and it pushes you away from it, come back.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah.
That desire didn't get put in you for no reason.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to do what you do. So why do you want to do that?
Yeah.
It's a special reason why you want to do what you want to do. Come back and do it.
Yeah. That's true.
Shit.
That's some real shit right there. That's deep.
For real now.
That's deep, bro. That's and sometimes too, it's like I think people first need to identify what it is that they want to do too. You know what I mean? Because like at one point or another, I mean, I think we all find ourselves at different ages or stages. So it's like, you know, sometimes you might not know what it is you want to do, right? I love also the whole philosophy of like, okay, like just live every day as if money wasn't a thing, right? Like what? Because it's always like, what would you be doing if you had, let's say, all the money in the world, or if you had no money and money wasn't a thing, right? It's like, what are those things that call your attention? What are those things that just get you going? What are those things that inspire you, that you just naturally gravitate? Is it drawing? Is it stitching? Is it playing video games? Is it just, you know, like just riding bikes? Is it like whatever it is, right? And so I think if you start there, if you don't know what it is you want to do, right? Playing music, like writing lyrics, like it's just, you eventually just you spend so much time in that passion or in that desire or in that fun stage, where if you're smart enough and if you're lucky enough and you work towards it, like you can start figuring out how I can make this a full-time thing, and how I can make this like my life, and how I can live like this, and how I can make money off of this. And then, you know, that's when you get to the other side of things where like, okay, like now it's, you're making money on it and you're profitable on it, and then you're able to make a living on it. And then really just it's whatever you want to do. It's your life.
Your love starts to pay you at that point.
Right. Yeah. You know, in the beginning, you're 100% overworked and underpaid. And it's just like, you just feel like, oh, like I'm doing all of this, all of this, all of this, all of these things every single day or every single whatever. And you're not seeing an immediate like result. You're not seeing it day one. You're not seeing it month one. You're not even seeing it year one. You know what I mean? Like you're just grinding and you're working and you're working. And then like you start, you know, thinking like, is this worth it? Like, does it work? Right. Does it not work? Like self-doubt creeps in. It's like, it's been so long and I'm still not seeing results or change or whatever.
Exactly.
But it's like, you have to just keep going, because, you know, eventually it's such a miraculous thing. Like you are so overworked and underpaid, but I promise you one day that just changes and that becomes, it just flips. You like, it's almost like you don't even realize that it flips, because you're still performing and working at the same level. You're still doing the same amount of hours.
You don't realize it.
But all of a sudden one day
yeah,
that overworked, underpaid switches. And now it's like, you're underworked and overpaid. So you're still doing the same amount of work. You're still, you know, and by then you should be better at your work anyways. You should be faster in it. You should be more efficient in it. You should be quicker in it.
You're more valuable.
You're more valuable. And now it's like the same shit that you were doing, right? If we're talking, you know, let's just say on the video content creation side, if I was fucking making videos for free or for very little money, one day, like it's just going to hit. Someone's going to recognize that value and they're going to pay me, instead of, you know, $100, let's just say $10,000 or something, right? And then all of a sudden that's going to feel weird, because it's like, you feel guilty that like, you're like, I'm making all this money from that same video. And then it's like, and then it repeats. And before you know it, now you have this consistency of this clientele that you're honestly continuously still working towards.
Right.
But then it's like you just like it just flipped. It just, you know, and so now you're underworked and overpaid, you know, and now you're still doing what you were doing before. But it goes back to that theory of like, bro, if money wasn't even a real thing, like you're so caught up on like, oh, I'm not making money or I'm not doing this, but it's like it's gonna come. So even when you make the money, it doesn't really matter because you're still doing the same amount of work. And even when you're not making the money, you're still doing the same amount of work.
Right.
So it's just like if people can wrap their heads around that and truly believe in themselves and just keep going. It's there's I mean, it's, I don't know if it's overplayed, but I've heard it plenty of times where it's like that whole bamboo tree shit, right? Where it's like you water this tree, you water this tree, you water this tree, and it's like bamboo trees or the specific bamboo is like one of the type of like I don't know what it's called. Is it a plant or whatever where it doesn't grow for like 10, 15 years. Like it's just
and then boom.
Right. Like it's like you just have to water it every single day. Every single day. You got to just give it like water. And you're not going to see any results on that. Like that motherfucker is not going to grow. It might grow little by little by little. But like you said, year 10, year 12, year 7, whatever it is, don't quote me on it, but it just starts growing. And in that year, it grows like 100 feet or whatever it is. Yeah. And that's how life works too. That's how your career, your passions, your dreams, everything works too. It's like, you got to be that bamboo tree. You got to just, like, and off of that, I also believe, it's like, okay, if you water a plant every single day, if you maintain something, if you are able to take care of something, if you're able to nourish it, love it, like put the attention it needs, and that object is you and what you were chasing, there's no way that after a certain amount of time, it's not going to grow. Like you're not going to meet one new person. You're not going to make one more dollar. You're not going to open one more door. There's no way. And if it's not happening, you're doing it wrong. Like there's something in there that you have to also self-analyze and think to yourself like, okay, we have to reflect. Something's not working here. Something needs to change. Something just needs to pivot. And so it's fine tuning at your progress as you go, because another quote, like, doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result is literally insanity, right? That's Albert Einstein. So it's just like, there's a lot, but it's just, dude,
No, you hit the nail right on the head, bro. And that's crazy because that analogy you said about the palm trees, I'm pretty sure I've heard that analogy with you. We heard that at a seminar before.
Yeah,
we went to a lot of seminars. We've seen Les Brown. Yeah, we've seen Tony Rock. Who else have we've seen a lot of seen a lot of people.
You know what's one of the coolest stories?
Bob Proctor. We've seen a lot of
self-educators. Like, we've seen Bob Proctor.
Rest in peace, Bob, man.
We've seen Darren Hardy.
Yes.
One of my favorite ones is Gary Vee. We've seen Gary Vee in Vegas before Gary Vee was who he was.
Ever anything. I saw the book that we got from him when we were there. Yeah. Jab, jab, right hook, or jab, jab, right hook.
Yeah. We were there at that. And I remember, like, because, again, I was like 20. So, like, I don't know who the fuck is who. Like, I know nothing about, like, public speaking and motivational shit, like business stuff. Like, I'm just like, dude, I'm just a young boy with dreams.
Excited.
Right. Yeah, I'm just excited to be here, bro. Just seeing these people, like, I was like, I want to be like them. And I remember just walking into that room. I remember walking into that seminar late because I was drinking the night before. And we overslept, and I think we were again in a room. This is like, bro, we were in like a Super 8, like shitty $80 fucking a night motel.
And Taylor was so
Vegas.
mad at us.
Cockroaches.
He's like, "You motherfuckers are so late."
And and the seminar starts like 7, 8 a.m. sharp. I've never been a morning person, and now we're drinking and we're partying the night before, and we're rolling in like 10:30, almost lunch break. And I remember, and I have a picture of this on Instagram, like 2012 of 2010. It's like, there's this guy on stage, and there's like, mind you, 10,000 people at this like just like conference, and I'm like all the way in the back, but you could hear it, and like this guy just had passion, and he was just talking, and he's cursing, and he's like dropping the F-bomb, this, that, and the other, and he's talking about innovation and marketing and media, and I remember just thinking to myself like, yo, this guy's onto something. Like, this guy, I fuck with what he's saying, and again, I didn't know who Gary Vee was. I didn't even follow him that night, nothing like, and then obviously fast forward, like, bro, I'm not saying Gary Vee's the shit. You should listen to everything he says, but he's definitely somebody who's reputable, somebody who's doing it,
100%.
breathing,
Everybody
preaching.
knows
But we've
about
seen a lot of people, like you said. We've
yeah.
seen Les Brown, Eric Worre. We've seen E.T., the hip hop preacher. We've seen him.
We've seen him too.
We've met a lot of cats just through this, and that's the biggest thing out of like that opportunity, where it's like, yo, it changed my mindset. It changed the way I live my life. It changed just who I want to become. Whereas, if not, like, I don't know what I'd be doing, like, it's just.
I definitely think us going through that phase in our life when we were younger, that whole motivational.
And we're talking about a marketing company that me and Kareem were involved in.
We obviously, we used to do some marketing stuff together where we used to, sell marketing and sales. So, none of that is easy. So you have to get trained and you need to learn the game. Yeah. So We got introduced to personal development, books, seminars.
Books, bro.
You know, all of this stuff. So we dove into it, and whether it made a difference in what we were doing at that time, I know
there's a ripple effect.
You are who you are today because of that.
Yeah.
I know I am.
Yeah.
That personal development stuff and getting introduced to that shit at a young age changed my perspective on adversity. I mean, how to deal with shit, how to handle certain things, how to pursue something, right? How to weather the storm, to say the least. And, you know, you can, you know, back to saying like what you were saying before, you could spend, you know, years working on a craft and nothing happens for you.
Yep.
And then in one day, years worth of shit could happen for you.
Yeah.
You know? So goes back to what you were saying, is like you could be underpaid and then in one day, one booking, you know, your whole life could fucking change.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so fucking important to do what you love. You know, they say that, oh, do what you love, but I think it's underrated. I don't think people really understand what that means.
Yeah. It gets tossed around so much, and I don't even mean it like in a corny way. Right? It's like, oh, like do what you love.
No, but when you think about it,
I mean it like in like the sense like, yo, generally figure out what it is you like to do and just start doing these things. Pay your bills the way you need to pay them right now.
Yes.
But start pivoting towards that, and then it just kind of builds and it comes, and you know, it's something again you got to put into daily work for it, but it will work. You know what I mean? Because it's just like. You know, especially in entrepreneurship and business, like if it doesn't work, it's not that. Here's what it is: it's not that that opportunity or that vehicle doesn't work. It's that you don't work.
Right.
That's the difference.
Exactly.
When somebody says, "Oh, you know, basketball," like, man, like this sucks. This ain't for me. Like it's not working. No. You're not working because there's successful people out there that are making basketball work. So if you talk about modeling and acting, it's like, okay, it's like, man, like this modeling shit, bro, this shit don't fucking work. Like I'm going to fucking, you know, castings and stuff. It's like, no. You're not working.
Go get better.
Because there's people who are successful, actors and whatever. My industry, I'm making videos and media and companies. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, I'm not making money, whatever. This shit doesn't work. I bought all this stuff. It's like, no. You're not working because there's people out there who are doing it. So why can't that be you?
Number one thing we learned through doing our network marketing, doing our personal development and all that shit, you are the equivalent of the value you bring to the marketplace.
Yeah.
You'll never get paid more. You'll never get paid less.
Dude.
You want to get better, you want to do anything, become more valuable. Bottom line, you want to be an actor, you want to book a job, become better, become more valuable. Get in there and show value in anything you do.
Yeah.
And you know, doing what you love really allows you to weather the storm, because there's going to be days you're not motivated, days you don't want to do the shit no more, all of that stuff. When you do what you're truly passionate about and what you follow your desires, you'll weather that storm, because there's no other way around it. You will lose motivation at one point or another.
Yeah.
You will feel like you don't want to do this at one point or another.
100%, bro. There's
especially when you're underpaid, especially when you're not getting the recognition that you believe you need to be getting.
Yep.
So you need to love what the fuck you do.
Yeah, you have to have a strong why too, which is like why you're doing this in the first place. That's what's going to push you through.
Yeah.
There's so much we could talk about. This has been a masterclass by Kareem.
Master. We can talk all day, man. For real, like all this growth stuff, all this getting shit done, and you know, get off your ass, man. For real, get out there and hustle. And there's nothing wrong with having a job. I just want to talk about that for a minute, because
That's
I know
true.
because a lot of people think to become an entrepreneur, to start a business, you know, to chase your dream, you have to stop everything and only focus on that. Granted, but you need cash flow.
Right.
So I still work a job. Even when I got off RE1, I was still working a fucking job, because you need cash flow. You can't put you need to pay for your cost of living.
Yep.
If I wasn't working and I was relying everything on acting, I would blow every fucking audition that I would get, because I would seem desperate in every audition that I need this job, I need this book, and I would look so desperate and I wouldn't look like a professional.
Yep.
Why? Because I feel desperate. Why? Because I'm not paying my bills. Why? Because I'm relying on relying on my craft to pay my bills. Absolutely nothing wrong with having a job.
Right.
Get off your ass, go hustle, go create other sources of income.
And that's the most
go find your
feasible way
dream.
too.
Yeah.
Does it happen where like, you know, you could just blow up and like you just luckily didn't have to work? Sure. That happens too, but those are anomalies.
Don't depend on that.
Right.
Until that
those are rare
happens.
cases. Those are rare cases. Like it can happen. Don't rule it out, but don't make that and bank on that decision or that instance happening to you. You know what I mean? Like go into it with a plan.
Get out there and get it, man.
Yeah, man. I think
Stay moving.
That's the fucking motto, bro. Just, you know, so that's the poster up there, bro. Dreams way more than excuses.
Yes, they do. Yes, the fuck they do.
Oh man. So what else is going on, bro? You how's you want to talk about your pain a little bit or nah?
Oh.
No.
Nah, yo, you got some water over there?
Yeah, you got water somewhere. He needs some milk.
You're not about to pass me that backwash from the first podcast y'all did this morning.
No, we got water. I'll get you water. We ran out in the fridge, bro. This fridge looking. This fridge is looking sad.
Yo, y'all are just.
Yo, roast us in the comments if you seen our fridge from the first episode.
No.
We said we was gonna stock it up, but we just been so horrible. We've been so busy, bro.
You know what happened with the fridge is originally it was like, bro, I swear to you,
every
bro,
other day before the podcast, that fridge was full, bro.
No, bro. Listen, what in there, bro? I shop like a mother because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get like Coke. Well, I don't even know if I should say some of these brands. I'm gonna get like Coke. I'm gonna get Diet. I'm gonna get sodas. Yeah. I'm gonna get the diet sodas. There's gonna be like iced tea. There's gonna be some water bottles, some big ones, some small ones. I'm getting Fiji too. Like we're getting some bougie shit. We're getting fucking chocolate milk for the kids. We're getting like apple juice because like yo, people come to the studio, all ages, all sizes with different problems and stuff. So it's like you could drink Coke. You might be diabetic. You might be young. You might be old. Like I'm giving you everything. And then you know what happens, bro? The team starts drinking it. It's not for the fucking clients anymore. Everyone in this building starts drinking it. And so I'm like, yo, we're dropping like $100 on groceries trying to get this fridge looking nice. And we're all consuming it. Nope, nothing wrong with that. I mean, like, look, it's for everybody. Like, drink it. But then it was like, not only was that then becoming a problem, but then it was like, okay, like I said, we're on this health grind. So I'm like, yo, cut out all the sugar. We're only putting water in this bitch. And then
so, and there's nothing wrong with that. It'll never run out.
And then all the water gets drank.
And then and now
everybody's in the bathroom every 5 minutes.
And now all the water is getting drank.
And now the water bill is like.
And we've had a bunch of guests.
Raph's just throwing it around outside, wasting water. Raph, what the fuck?
And now we have a bunch of guests coming through, and so the water goes a little bit quicker. So we got to just restock it up. But the fridge is looking a little sad. That's all.
You gotta hit
we getting branded water logos too.
Yo, can we talk about how everybody decided to wear glasses today?
Yeah.
I just want y'all to know that like I came in here with my glasses on, and none of them had glasses on. So
we got inspired.
Yeah.
Glasses, jacket, shirt, man.
See, this camera angle can't see me because it died.
I still think Alan's glasses was fire.
What do you mean? You want me to? I'll switch. Yo, there's a battery over there. Switch that up. We gotta show the boy with the. I'm gonna switch.
Yeah, cuz get your ass back on camera.
Let me know which shades y'all fuck with. Hold on.
Yes.
There you go.
We like these Bad Bunny looking.
The bubblies.
The bubblies.
The bubblies.
The bubblies.
Everything's a little bit bluer now with these.
I bet.
These
Yes.
How we liking these shades, guys?
Thumbs up.
I like
them. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
I like them.
Hang loose with this, you know what I'm saying? Try to drop a new album, new mixtape with these.
100%.
Bad Bunny, bad.
Yo, do not let me leave without you telling me how to use that teleprompter.
Oh, the teleprompter?
Getting on that.
I literally have an audition due tomorrow that I have to literally read right to the camera. And those are some pretty big fucking lines.
You want to do it here after? Or do you need to be in the specific clothing?
I'm not dressed for it.
You're not dressed for it?
Yeah. If I would have known, I would have fucking did it. I'm a piece of shit.
You're not ready, bro.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity that just flew right by, bro.
No, I'm filming it tonight.
No, it's I forget how. I think it's like $100, $200 the teleprompter.
How does it work?
You about to pull it to B&H?
Okay, so here's.
I might have to, bro.
Here's what you can.
No, this audition is gonna get filmed without it, obviously, but.
Here's what you can do with that. You can makeshift one at home too if you needed to. Just got like a little. But look, that one. Here's my setup. Here's how I run that teleprompter. So. It's you got to put it on a tripod or something so it fucking stays up, obviously, right? Then, if you see the little front area, there's like a little thing where you could put you could put like an iPad or your phone there. And so, I use my iPad, and on the iPad I have an app that I bought that's like $20, but I bought it because it was like one of the most recommended ones, and it's for like teleprompting, so it like gives you you can put your script. So what I do is on my computer, I have this whole process. On my computer, and it's what I use for these Sideways 60 videos, right? So I go and I create my script. So whatever topic I want to talk about, I have it all typed out already on the computer, and then I use we use this app, I guess you can call it, this software called ClickUp, and that's like where we stay organized. Like everything about the company's on there, and so what we do is, there's a mobile version of it too. So on the iPad, I take the script from the app that I typed up on the computer, copy and paste it onto the other app, which is the teleprompter app. And so then I just, boom, pre-filled that app with like the new document of the new script that I wrote out. Then I put it into like, display mode or teleprompt mode or whatever you want to call it, and you hit play. And there's a couple functionalities. You can have it just like run like at a certain speed so that you can read it in time. But my favorite way to use it is I use it with the voice activation. So bro, the script as I'm speaking moves. So if I start saying like, all right, guys, today we're going to be talking about shades. So
it's like reading. It's like reading captions on them, like or you're watching, like how
it's
it
like
just pops
the news
up,
anchor,
pops
yeah.
up.
Right. But it's voice commanded. So as I'm starting to finish a sentence, it brings up my next one for me. Because the problem that I have with the other one sometimes is it's automatic. So it's just going to scroll at a certain speed. So let's say you mess up, or let's say you don't read too fast or you read too slow. It's like you got to fine tune it and adjust it. But with this, it's going to go at my speed because it's voice recognition. So I'm going and I'm saying, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about, sun shades, right? So these are Ray-Bans. I have white ones. I got these from a bat mitzvah. They're about $5. You know, they're super cool, fun to use at like a shoot, whatever. And as I'm reading and speaking, it's moving. And if I stop, then obviously it stops. So dude, like I filmed something in the matter of like minutes. Whereas like with the other one, you have to remember your lines, which it's not the end of the world, but it's just more time consuming.
Yeah.
And what's cool with that rig is obviously you need to record. So the camera gets propped within the contraption right behind the glass. And I can shoot it vertically or horizontally.
Wow.
Or I guess you're doing it with a phone, whatever. And so the glass is there so that when you put it, it reflects. So then it's like, you know, I mean,
you can see yourself.
It's a budget friendly teleprompter, but it's a very good one. It's
yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one. Because I'm gonna definitely get one because I get a lot of like commercial auditions. You know, I get a lot of commercial auditions, and sometimes you got to read like a script right to the camera and deliver it right to the camera. No other audition requires you to read right into the camera. You never look into the lens when you're auditioning. You always look off.
Yeah.
But you know, commercial shit, they require you to look right on. So I definitely need one of those. I got a teleprompter app on my phone that like allows you to read like a script, like, but it's not as efficient.
Right.
Especially when you got a bulk of lines to fucking deliver. You know what I'm saying? And you got to deliver it with confidence. I can't think about delivering the line confidently if I'm thinking about remembering the damn words.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And depending on, again, what you're saying, sometimes too, it's like there's technical terms, you know, specific words. Some sentences are a little bit harder to say than others just because there's a lot of fucking information packed into it. So it's, you know.
Investing into my equipment has definitely been a game changer for my auditions, because that's what matters, bro. Like, as an actor and as a model or whatever the fuck you do, you're auditioning all the time. You audition more than you work,
right?
Because you audition after audition, you don't get one, you don't get one until something sticks.
Yeah.
So understanding how to be a great auditioner is one thing, and understanding how to get your setup to be exactly the way you need it to be is what you need. Good lighting, good audio. Never really invested into my audio. I always just use the regular mic. Bought an external mic, game changer.
Yeah.
Invested in some more lights. I always just use a ring light. Wasn't cutting it the way it needs to look, you know? Invested in new backdrops, new box lights, new camera equipment, new audio. And man, the problem with auditioning for me used to be I'll get an audition and your audition is either due that night or the next day night.
Yeah. No, that it goes quick. It's like
so
24 hours.
Now you gotta, let's say you get a script. It's not let's just say it's like a film audition or TV audition. You get a script, and now you got to do the script analysis. You got to break down the character, make your choices, figure all that stuff out, scene objective, overall, like figure out all the stuff. You know, they call it the work. You do your work, and then now you got to film it, and then you got to edit it, and then you got to submit it. So it's a lot of work that got to go in. Yeah. Now, in my room, I really don't have too much space, so I had to figure out a way to get as effective as possible, so that when I get the audition, I can just do two things, pop it up, and I'm ready to rock.
Yeah.
And once I did that, it made me feel more confident and more, on point with my auditions. Right. And Andy definitely played a big role in helping me understand how to set certain things up. Got a bunch of backdrops, and my auditions have been fucking nailing. They look phenomenal, And
that's what makes a difference. Too,
yeah, it really fucking does. And seeing your guys' setup, you guys have a beautiful setup, and I'm definitely. I want to upgrade some of my stuff, and definitely learn more stuff from y'all about how you guys light certain things up, from my own little setup. Because my room is just about my studio in my room is about as big as this.
Yeah.
So learning how to light shit up is very important.
For real.
Yeah, man. No, it makes a world of a difference. It gives the audience the sense of that, especially like, you know, an executive or whoever's watching that.
It makes you look professional. You don't want to look amateur.
Yeah.
You don't want to look amateur.
Yeah.
If your audio
they see
is
you
off,
care. You know, the experience is a little bit better too because
you know, you dress the role. You know, if you're auditioning for a fucking, you know, for a lawyer, I'm not gonna show up like this. I'm gonna put on a fucking suit. You know, sound professional. Get into the demeanor of a lawyer. Start sounding like a lawyer. If they see that you dress the part, your audio's good, your lighting is good, they're like, all right, this guy does this shit for professional. He cares about his craft.
Yeah.
He's not just some amateur.
Yep. No, I feel you, dude.
You gotta get some separation.
Yeah, I might fuck around and start auditioning myself. Oh.
You should.
I honestly could see myself acting one day. Maybe not like a serious actor, like, you know, like as a living. I mean, but I think I would dabble in it. I think it's fun.
You don't know what is on that other side.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Anybody can act, and that's why I love acting. And this brought me back to a point that I was gonna make before, but we got kind of sidetracked. For the longest, when I was just modeling and I wasn't pursuing my acting career, inside I knew I needed to be in acting classes. Inside I know I needed to be pursuing this, but I never took that step.
Yeah.
Modeling, calling these agencies, calling these modeling agencies, not pursuing my acting career. And I hit this rut, bro, where I was just fucking depressed. I wasn't booking anything. I was comparing myself to my other friends that were booking and now were winning. And it just, what was I saying? What was the first, how I led into this? You said something that led me into this because I don't want to lose
Just
the point.
now?
Yeah.
I was talking about like I could see myself acting one day and like just dabbling in it.
Yes. So as a model, I got told for almost anything they could think of.
Yeah.
You're too short, you're too tall, you're too bulky, you're not young enough, you don't have enough tattoos, you're not edgy enough, you're too commercial. What the fuck does that even mean? What are you really trying to tell me? Just tell me no. You're giving me all these lame-ass excuses that in return ruin my self-esteem because now you're just telling me this, okay, maybe you have somebody on your roster that looks like me and you're not going to sign me. Cool, say that.
Right.
But they always come up with these weird-ass excuses to make you feel like fucking shit.
Well, in that industry, I feel like it's very, you know, obviously it's looks driven to a certain extent, right? So like...
It's all about who you know as well. It's a very grimy and slimy industry.
It's because it's like, okay, like first of all, you need to be able to act, obviously, but like...
No, we're talking about modeling.
Modeling, okay. So we're talking about modeling. Then yeah, I mean, it strictly goes... Because like I work with some of these companies. I work with some of these casting companies and stuff. Right. So it's just like... It's depending on who's running the show, like you said. So it's like if we have whatever company for whatever clothing brand... Especially depending on how they want to roll that campaign in the marketing, it's very much like, okay, like we need a black chick, we need a Hispanic Latina woman, we need a tall white male, we need like, you know, so obviously, you know, it's like because it's going off of looks, it's an industry.
There's a
like,
different side of that industry. There's a different side of that industry that isn't. You won't know it unless you were on. In it, yeah. As a talent, you won't know about it unless you were in it as a talent. It's a real grimy world. There's a real grimy industry to say the least. It used to be way worse. It used to be very, very, very slimy in the industry. But you know, things got weeded out, and certain people within the industry got weeded out and got exposed for certain things. But it's a real shitty industry, man, and it tears you the fuck down, and it makes you feel like you're not good enough, and it makes you feel like this. If you're winning, you're winning, and even when you're winning, you deal with certain moments where you're like, wow, like they just told me that I'm like, they make like some girls go fucking anorexic just to fit a certain size because the client told them, look, no, you're too fat, or you going for we're human. Yeah. You go into an audition and you meet in this big director, this big, you know, clothing designer, and he tells you something that rubs you the wrong way, or tells you something that hurts your feelings, and then now you're fucked. You know, now you're building on that. Now you go home and I didn't get this call because this, I didn't get it because this. Yeah. When I was in the modeling industry, I felt like I was worthless. I felt worthless. The industry made me feel like I was not good enough. I was always being told no, and yes, you need the no's, but the no's came with more baggage that was affecting my self-esteem. Right. Now, whether I was allowing it to or whether it was just doing it on its own, my self-esteem was fucked.
Yeah, your mental health was
fucked.
Yeah,
I was going through an identity crisis. I fucking dyed my hair blonde. Tell me I'm not edgy enough. I didn't know what to do. I needed to get tattoos. I didn't want to dye my hair. Should I cut my beard? Should I keep my beard long? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? I didn't know what the fuck to do, and I hated my life.
You start picking at yourself and questioning everything that you got going on.
I hated myself, and I was going through depression, bro, and an identity crisis, and I stepped away from the industry. I was like, I can't do this no more. My mental health is at a fucking... I moved back to Jersey. granted, I had to do an ACL surgery that I was putting off for a couple of months, but I just needed a restart. I needed to get away from, feeling like begging them for an opportunity, being desperate for a fucking opportunity. I needed to get away from that. And I felt like everyone was just looking at me like, he's just this good looking kid who knows how to take pictures. I brought no value. And even if I did, it wasn't recognized. I wanted to feel more important to myself because I started believing. I was like, Kareem, what do you bring to the table that's actually more than taking some good looking fucking pictures and being able to sell an item as a model? Right. I didn't feel like I was credible enough to myself. So I decided to take on something that I always wanted to do that I knew was difficult, the fucking stock market. I was like, I'm going to learn to be a trader. I'm going to learn to invest. I'm going to learn the lingo. I'm going to become financially stable, and I'm going to learn the financial literacy that I needed to know to be smart. It didn't give a fuck about what anybody thought about me, but I needed to know that I was more than a model. I needed to believe it. Whether I believe the haters or not, that, he's just this good-looking kid that just models and takes pictures, there's no substance to him. Whether I believed it or not, I needed to prove it to myself that I wasn't. So I took on something that made me feel I was more important, something that nobody could take from me. As a model, at some point, you can't model no more. You get old, you get wrinkly, you losing opportunities, the market changes, Nobody could take my skill set from me. Nobody could tell me how to read a chart. Nobody could take that away from me. Nobody could tell me how to enter a trade and exit a trade. Yeah. Nobody could tell me how to do none of that shit. So I added value to myself. And then I decided I really want to pursue my acting career. I'm not putting that shit to the side no more. Acting is another skill that once you learn it, nobody can take it away from you. You learn through your traumas. I take trauma and I take situations that I've dealt with in the industry, throughout my life, and I use it in my work. Things that made me depressed, things that made me happy, heartbreaks. I use that within my work as an actor to bring that, that feeling that I'm trying to bring to that character. So I'm happy I'm super grateful for where I am. I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. As a person that's pursuing something that they love, decisions are made. I'm not in limbo in certain things anymore, because I went a long time where I was in limbo. Do I want to live in Jersey? Do I want to live in LA? Do I want to act? Do I want to model? Do I want to... Bro, a wrong decision is better than an undecided decision. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're better off making a decision that be wrong and you learn from it than being undecided, because then you won't do shit. You'll be in a standstill. Yeah. Yep. So I'm super grateful, man. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm doing what I love. I have a great team around me. My decisions are made. I'm focusing on what I want to focus on. Like you said before, you can't be spread too thin. I know what I want to do, and I'm doing it at a very, very efficient level. And I'm proud of myself for that. I got to give it to myself for that, because I went through it, bro. I went fucking through it.
Yeah, man, that's awesome to hear. I mean, listen, bro, it's multiple reasons why you're on here today, why we're chopping it up, catching up, and just fucking doing the damn thing. So that's
family, man. Thank you, bro. For real, you got a cool story. I met you before. It was like just real quick though, didn't really count, but it's like that's dope. Yeah, man. I'm glad you're doing what you really want to do.
I appreciate it, and you guys too, man. To be honest with you, like, I've seen it. I was shooting content with Alan when he was working with, I'm not going to say the brand, but it was a sports drink. You remember what I was talking about? You had me on the field in fucking 15-degree weather running sprints.
You could say it.
Oh, he was doing some shit with BODYARMOR. So I remember at the time, this is when Alan really wanted to get into the content creating. And he was reaching out to brands and shout out to him, because that's the way to fucking do it. He was just doing it.
He just does it,
do it. He was not waiting around for a way to just pan out for him. He knew he needed to create content. He knew he wanted to do it. He reached out and he got it done. We were shooting content for this BODYARMOR brand. It was fucking like 13 degrees. I was so cold. He has me we were like Montclair at the fucking football field. Yeah. He has me running sprints. He's catching it with the drone. Oh, let me do it again. These guys has me doing all this shit, bro. And like, we always were creating content. We always were putting our foot forward. We started this shit,
and you're the real homie for like going into this fucking thing, because bro, it was like February, so it's brick. Yeah, and it's like, it's gym apparel type lifestyle shit, So it's
I was like, if we didn't catch it, we'll come back tomorrow and catch it. Like, bro, I'm down. Like, I love to work with people who want to do what I want to do. So shout out to you and your whole entire squad, because you guys are absolutely fucking crushing it. I watched you guys start from a baby obtuse triangle all the way to it being a fully developed sideways triangle, man. Like you guys are fucking crushing it, bro. Like, I love it.
I'm clipping this,
bro. Legit, man.
That's the promo right there, bro.
Legit, bro. Fucking legit. And then also big ups to Andy. I don't know if his fucking camera is rolling right now, getting him into this.
Yeah, he's on. He's on.
He's been quiet the majority of the time, but bro, I would not be where I am today. You could shoot a whole fucking episode just about what he means to me and what he's allowed me to do in my life. Being a friend, being a coworker, being a person who's in charge of me at some of my jobs that I do. He has enabled me in all the right fucking ways. You know, we've never fought. We've never argued. We've never bickered. We've never seen anything that wasn't eye to eye. He is the exact version of who I am. And I swear to God on everything I love, God is my witness. He plays such a major role. And the person that I am today, he's one of my role models. He's one of my fucking heroes. I get a lot of my work ethic from him. Damn, that man has always been about his job. And yeah, fuck it. This is all about Andy right now because that's how much he played a role in my career. And we're talking about my career, right? And a lot that happened for me. He never let me do it on my own. Never let me do it on my own.
He's the real
Andy, bro.
He's the realest, bro. I'm happy that. First of all, I'm happy to have Andy on the team. I'm happy to get closer to him as a friend. I'm happy to be working side by side. I see it. I see it every single day, bro. Andy's one of the most consistent, hardworking individuals that I've met. And, you know, he's just, bro, like...
And for you guys to be working together, like, you were doing your thing, he was doing his thing, and he would talk to me about what you were doing. You guys knew about what each other was doing. It's about time that greatness comes together. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your team and it's about finding your tribe, right? That's what it's all about, finding your tribe. And I believe you guys found your craft and your niche and you guys are building your tribe and you guys have a phenomenal thing fucking going for yourselves, for real.
And he's got a big year coming up ahead. We got
big,
a lot of stuff.
My man just got married. You know, he's a Sideways Triangle, A-Star production, everything, man, everything.
Yeah, man.
Yo, bro.
Next
and
episode.
side note, yeah, like, you know, I say everybody needs to keep a job, right? I work a job. Me and Andy work a job outside of what we do together. That's our 9 to 5. You know, we work our 9 to 5 together. And I'll say right now, he is my manager at the job. And going back to doing, you know, he is my enabler. Like, he has allowed me. Before that, I was working, you know, in between jobs. I was always working some weird shit. I was working at CVS. I was a fucking shift supervisor at CVS. And who was my manager there? His stepdad. And what was his stepdad doing for me? The same shit Andy does for me. Enable me, put me in position to be able to get things done. You know, if I needed a certain day off, I would request it in advance and he would make sure that I was going to my auditions. He would not allow my 9 to 5 to get in my way of my dreams because he sees my value and he sees what I want to do. So
he's an enabler in a good way because enabler can mean bad.
Yes.
You know.
Everything to the upside. Everything to the upside. You need people like that around you. You know, this year, for anyone that's watching this, whether you know us, whether you're our homies or not, cut the fucking luggage. If nobody around you is pushing you in the right direction, cut it. If no conversations are pushing you in the right direction, cut it. Cut that shit, man, because there's no time for that. Life is short, and if somebody else is chasing the same dream, you're not the only one chasing that dream.
It's very true. Facts.
Somebody else is going to go get that opportunity if you don't get off your ass and fucking go hustle.
Dude, let's get the fucking work.
Yes, sir. You never got me that water, too. I am fucking parched.
We're going to cut it. Let's go get some food. Guys, again, this is Kareem Fathalla. We got Andy, special guest as well. That was inspiring. That was real shit, bro, from the heart.
Yes,
I know I can always count on you for that. We've been grinding this thing out for years. We got a lot to come. Maybe we'll do a part 2 after Power. You know, get you on 50 Cent, bro. You said it here, saw it here first.
Make some calls real quick.
Just plug yourself in, bro. Where can they find you if they don't already know about you? You know, just right there to the camera.
Absolutely, man. So again, thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure. This is my first podcast. No, not my first podcast. I did a few actually after Are You the One? But this has to be my favorite podcast.
Nice.
I'm with my boys. We're talking about real life shit. And definitely stay tuned. We got a lot of good things cooking up that's coming in the future. You guys can find me on Instagram at Kareem.Fathalla. That's Kareem.Fathalla. That's the same thing across everything. You can find me on IMDb, all of that good stuff. So stay tuned and thank you for watching.
Peace, guys.
Volume out.